she. Did I get them all? Did I miss any?
You got him.
Holy.
It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Comedian Brian Regan is here with us, one of the greats. You play all over the country, Brian. You got to fly everywhere. You a good flyer?
I mean, I have to travel, so, and we all deal with the security thing. The thing that bothers me is when you go through the X-ray area, the businessmen who make way too big a deal out of their computers. You ever hear these guys? Excuse me, I have a computer. I have a computer here. I don't know how you're going to handle this, my computer. Oh, is he from the future? They've been around a while, pal. I think they have a way to handle your computation machine. I'm going to do that with an Etch-a-Sketch, just, excuse me, my laptop. What's that? And to see it work, you start fiddling with the knobs. Want to see the screen change? Shake it over your head. I don't want to brag, but that's a staircase.
Yeah. There you go. I was very good at those.
I like to sit in the back of the plane, except for one thing. All the good meals run out.
Yeah.
You're poking your head out from row 199. The flight attendants is like they're like tiny. They're so far away. And you can hear the good meals getting snagged because the way it's shaped, you can hear them even though you can't really see them. You can hear, we have a turkey sandwich, chicken quesadilla, and cold fish head. I'm in the back going, oh no, I wonder what I'm gonna get. And then when they get to the back, they have to do that flight attendant psychology stuff they learn. They have to pretend like the good stuff never even existed. It never even was. Would you like a nice cold fish head? Would you like a head of fish? They're frozen solid. The eyeballs in there and the skeleton's coming out. It comes with a turnip and a spork. Oh, I was wishing you'd have one of them left. Wishing upon a star.
Yes, sir.
One thing I always wondered is why do the first class people get to board whenever they want? I've just always hated that whole thing. First class people board at your leisure. Take your time, first class people. Coach people, no wait. Sit, scuzz. Wait, little piggies. So when you do get on, the first class people, they're already sitting there. They're all sprawled out in their big thrones. Bring me the head of a pig. And a goblet of something cool and refreshing. Anyone have a fiddle? Make someone from Coach fiddle for me.
The amazing Brian Regan. Catch him catch him
When you can.
on a TV. Hi, it's the Bob and Tom Show. 5/20/2020. What do you think, Tom? Does that mean something? Some sort of Incan, Peruvian, Aztec. Remember, I was an Aztec there for a summer. Remember that?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Well, virgins are so hard to come by. I guess that was the big problem.
Well, at least the ones that want to jump off cliffs.
Yeah. Into a volcano.
I always wondered if they were really virgins when they jumped. I'm thinking the night before the guys got a little drunk. Hey, who's going to know?
Hi, Christy.
Hi,
The
Chick.
volcano gods know.
Speaking of virgino, hi, Christy.
Hi, Chick.
There you go. She's got 2 kids. We know that, but she's... Hello, Josh.
Hey, man.
They both
Yeah, the
happened in the
bypass.
swimming pool. Hi, Ace.
Chick. Oh, a special happy birthday to my big sweetie.
Oh,
Is that your dog or your cat?
A woman.
Oh, okay. All right.
She's only 90 pounds, but
Oh,
All right.
Hello, Pat.
Spinner.
Suture time.
Oh, boy.
Let's move on. I'm sorry. Did you say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except you, obviously.
Hi, this is Tom speaking, and hello to you, Chick McGee, over at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. And that was the great Brian Regan. God, he's
crazy,
as funny
man.
as they come.
Yes.
When he visited here not too long ago. Once again, we have a show. We
Yes,
are
we
live.
do.
we are live. I should say it's
Yep.
the 20th. Wait a minute. Yes, the 20th of May, as you said, 2020.
Sure.
The semi-quarantine continues as we try to figure our way in and out of this thing. So we'll see how it's going. Everybody
My
feeling
favorite thing is the rumors that keep floating in.
Oh God, no kidding.
I saw the one this morning. CO2 poisoning if you wear a mask.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like, what?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, even a cursory glance at a fresh air mask will tell you that's.
I know.
And just common sense. It takes a lot of CO2 to become
sure does.
intoxicated with it.
I just know I'm feeling great.
Good.
Really?
Oh, good.
Yeah, I talked to a buddy of mine. I'm taking Midol now for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
Great.
nice.
Oh, I was like, going well.
I heard
No
that's-
cramps at all,
I
huh?
heard that cures
Less
it.
flow.
Oh, God.
Have you ever
Okay.
taken a Midol for a headache? I mean, gotten down, didn't have anything?
Basically what it is.
You know
It's
something?
just
The
aspirin.
answer is no. Is Midol still a thing?
Yes, and it's just basically
It's
a pain reliever, an
But it was
aspirin.
always pitched to women.
Right.
Right. I knew a guy who swore by it for a hangover cure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could use that.
That and Pedialyte, right?
Yeah.
You don't see the ads the way you used to for Midol. That and Phenamint. What happened to the good old days of the chewable laxative Phenamint?
Oh, boy.
When I was a kid, they used to make me howl.
How am I supposed to drop weight if I don't have a chewable laxative? What the
I
hell?
can remember finding out, Mom, what's a laxative? Oh, and they make gum. Hey, gum, I love gum. Is it like bubble gum? Does it come with cards? Famous people who had impacted bowels.
What it tastes like.
I never had it.
Oh.
I know you can buy it online. I think it's used or it's old or something.
Used? You know what?
I mean, you know what I mean. It's antique
I think they
Phenamint.
might have had peppermint and spearmint and wintergreen.
Okay.
And,
Yikes.
I think.
So mint.
Being a mint, yeah, I
Hence the
guess it
mint
would be
part of
mint.
the,
yeah.
I'm not sure what the fiend is.
That's
They should have been a little more to what it does. Like
You ever hear that?
mint.
Yeah. Sluice of mint.
Yeah.
I remember that from my childhood. Are you fiending? Are you fiending
Yes,
for a
yeah, of
cigarette?
course.
Are you fiending, man?
Right.
oh, I don't remember
From
that.
your childhood, because that
Yeah.
was in mine as well.
Yeah.
I never heard that. What is
My
it?
Neither.
mom didn't have cigarettes. I
My
had to run,
parents didn't smoke, so I was.
and she was fiending for a cigarette.
Yeah.
Did your dad smoke?
Oh yes, Camels, non-filtered.
Non-filtered.
Fine
That's
Turkish tobacco.
Wow. And your mom, she smoked what?
Viceroys.
Okay.
Yes, you could almost make a weapon out of them. They were that long.
Do you think you could smell them if someone lit up one of these days?
I really, the
recognize-
NFL is opening some camps.
We're changing the subject already.
Yes, we are.
Well,
We really shouldn't, because yesterday on the show, we had a couple of interesting things. Oh, and I've got a few surprises coming up that I'm very excited about.
Okay.
Things that were suggested by listeners who were kind enough to email us, bobandtom@bobandtom.com,
All right.
with some really good suggestions. So I can't really say what it was. And by the way, a ton of banjo material.
Oh.
After mentioning the fact that Josh is a banjo owner. By the way, one serious question. Do you have a 4-string or a 5-string banjo?
Oh boy, I don't know. I know there's a. I know
Well, that's a lot of respect for your dad.
well, come on now.
Once
in
again,
his
GD
defense-
banjo case was sitting there. My brother Joe goes, "Anybody want this?" I go, "I'll take it."
So you don't even know if it's a 4-string or a 5-string.
I don't. I have to look.
Dean's
I
just shaking his head.
I know there are distinctive playing styles with either. You know,
Well, you
Maybe
do know
there's
that.
gold bullion in there. Have you opened it? You never
There could
know.
be- You know what? There might not even be a banjo in
Yeah,
there.
it might be just an
Maybe
empty
it's
case.
a loot.
There you go. Could be a round loot.
No, there's a banjo. I just haven't
You'd
opened
be
it.
surprised how many people are banjo fans. A guy sent me a video of a band. They're playing
Please stop.
Thunderstruck,
Oh, I knew it.
like a bluegrass version of. And these guys are fantastic.
Well, of
Since, is it
course.
Hayseed Dixie or?
No, I'll have to look it
Oh,
up.
that's awesome.
But
If
that,
you're
that great
fantastic-
guitar lick, that at the beginning of Thunderstruck, and the guy's playing it on banjo.
If you're fantastic at something that no one wants to hear, are you still
no, it's
fantastic?
cool.
I genuinely love the sound of a banjo. You don't
Link
like
to
it?
I don't like it as Thunderstruck. No, I want to hear Thunderstruck like Thunderstruck.
Oh, one guy's playing an anvil. It's just so
perfect.
cool.
That's fun, man.
That
Yeah.
adds some
I
class
think it's,
to it.
isn't it, Dean, is it like the Steven Seagulls or the Steve Seagulls?
Cool.
Seagal, Steven Seagal.
Kind of a knockoff, and
Yeah.
these guys can really play. It's very cool. But
Oh, I gotta look 'em
this
up.
all started, of course, with this conversation on the air.
I am
Well-
legitimately now the owner of a banjo.
Is that right?
Yeah, I need to get it in here and see if.
How did that happen?
My dad died.
Thanks.
There you go.
It was his, now it's mine. Yeah.
But you haven't even opened the case.
No, I don't have it in my possession right. It's still in St. Louis.
Where is it?
It is at in my brother's garage.
So he's technically, as far as, I don't know, I think his brother owns it. Anybody want to weigh in on
No,
that?
I own it. It's just there.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you this.
So does Pat own that house he's staying in?
That's a good point.
Oh,
I think you're the proud owner of a home now, Pat.
Oh, good. Then you can make the mortgage payment and pay the property taxes. And
squatting work.
Pay the guy that's cutting the grass.
Is Joey Wednesday the kind of guy who run that down to the pawn shop? Without you knowing it?
You know what? I better check on that.
You better give that a quick glance.
So anyway, a lot of
I Stand By Unwell by Matchbox 20, the greatest banjo song ever.
I love Matchbox
It starts
20.
right out.
Take
man.
It Easy with the Eagles.
Lead banjo, baby.
A lot of great banjo songs in rock.
So you guys like your banjo buried. I like mine right out in front. Foggy Mountain Breakdown all day long.
20s banjos
Theme to
right out in
Deliverance.
front, man.
Yes.
Rob Thomas
They're
is a
doing banjos.
genius. Even Tom and I agree on that, don't we? Yeah.
Rob Thomas is a genius.
Great singer.
Oh, he's
He is.
amazing.
Yeah, he's very
Reminds
good.
me of the guy from the Guess Who, kind of. Burton Cummings.
A little bit.
Both
Love him.
great singers. Now, Patty G, how's it going in there?
It's going good.
Okay.
Good.
And how's the homeschooling going? How much longer do you have before your son is done?
3 days.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's done this week.
Yeah, we were doing art projects
Well,
till 8 last night.
aren't you to the point where you're collecting books and putting those back in the racks like at the end of the school year?
We have to give everything back on May 26th.
making sure that he's all square on his lunch money and
Yeah.
stuff like that before.
Oh,
you
that's interesting. So you're going to have to go to the school with all the books.
Yeah. All of it's online. There are 2 or 3 books that we have to return
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
Which means every student will have to do that. And that'll be an interesting setup.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all doing it.
Sure. Yeah.
They cars have to line up. They go
I
in
bet.
one at a time. They're not allowed to touch anything. It's
Right.
pretty crazy.
There was a virtual graduation the other day, and I don't know what school it was for, but they slipped a fake name.
Oh,
And
Yeah, we
have
got
the
that
story.
coming up.
Oh, not only is it a fake name, it's a great one.
It's a
Oh,
great
it is
fake
a great
name.
I look
one.
forward to
And,
hearing it.
Bless-
and it was
bless his heart.
read by the governor.
Oh, the governor, yes.
And then he, in turn, had a pretty good response. He
did. I
was-
didn't see his
He got
response.
the joke. He
Okay,
was
good.
very happy to do it. It's a name I had not heard before, although I understand he's going to be, Dick Hitzwater is going to be sitting in for this guy.
Oh, is he?
coming up real
Well, let's
soon.
do the story first before.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Any teasers in sports?
NFL teams are reopening, of course, safely. Tom Brady's sneaking around again, pushing the NFL to the limit of their rules. Real quick, the Belmont Stakes will be run on June 20th on Long Island in front of no fans, except, of course, the horses can bring their families.
Oh, that's guys. Yeah,
The
good.
horses' families can be
That really tickled you.
Grandma horse there. Oh, please, Secretary, run for Grandma. All the
And
big
then,
horses all dressed up or
and
going to the
one,
races.
that one uncle who found out they
Sharing the
what do, you,
song.
what do you mean they cut my balls off? What? That's why I don't have any kids.
And they all
gelding.
see
What the
they all-
gelding?
no, this would be a great. And they see a guy walking with crutches, and they go, "What's going on there?" He goes, "Oh, he broke his leg."
And you're the, well, wait a minute.
At the tent.
You can fix that. Wait a minute.
all these years.
Well, this is egregious.
They could have put a cast on that thing.
The Nationals going to have their World Series ring ceremony, and more Michael Jordan, and another world record from kind of 6 degrees of separation. We kind of know this kid, so there you go.
And a great record it is, too.
Yeah, I guess.
Badass.
Okay. I
We'll
guess.
get to that coming up right now. I want to remind you that thing you're driving out there, that automobile.
It's
Yeah.
not a car anymore.
It's a computer on wheels. Good luck
It's
fixing it.
a rolling computer, electronically controlled transmissions, touchscreen displays, dozens and dozens, acres of sensors. You can't fix any of these yourself. Don't try to turn a wrench on this. It's not if, but when something breaks, it will most likely cost a fortune. And now's not the time for expensive repairs to catch you by surprise. It never is, but especially now. That's why we recommend CarShield, affordable protection plans that could save you thousands for a covered repair, including those computers, those GPS systems, all the electronics, and much more. CarShield gives you options that other companies won't. You get to choose your favorite mechanic or dealership to do the work, and CarShield takes care of the rest. They also offer complimentary 24/7 roadside assistance and a rental car while yours is being fixed. CarShield has helped over 1 million customers drive with confidence knowing you've got coverage from America's #1 auto protection provider. For as low as $99 a month, protect yourself from surprise and save thousands for a covered repair. Call 1-800-CAR-6000 and mention the code TOM, or visit carshield.com. Use the code TOM to save 10%. That's carshield.com. Use the code TOM. A deductible may apply.
Recognize this?
Pretty good.
Yes, that's right. It's Thunderstruck, bluegrass style.
Excellent.
It's great. And the band is called Steve N. Seagulls.
Okay.
Oh.
But, it's a knockoff on Steven Seagal, but great. There's a terrific video of that. We'll post that on the various Bob and Tom social media platforms. Coming back with a cool world record and a song from Mr. Godwin. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Mark Allison here with you on a Wednesday, hump day, everyone, May 20th, 2020. Thanks so much for joining us. Comedian Mo Mandel and comedian Dan Cummins going to be on the way later this morning via Zoom, socially distancing here at the Bob and Tom Show. Glad so much you could join us here on a Wednesday morning. Great show ahead, and more is on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Not many grads can say they had Beyonce, a former president, and a former first lady all speak at their commencement. But this year, a lot of students will be able to boast. YouTube says Beyonce, along with Barack and Michelle Obama, will speak at the June 6th virtual event. Others invited to participate in Dear Class of 2020 will be Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lopez, Lady Gaga, and others. Queen Latifah getting a new TV series. CBS says The Equalizer will be added to their fall lineup. It's a remake of the 1980s series that starred Edward Woodward and will air Sunday nights. Most of the other shows that were on CBS last year will return. And speaking of CBS, it had no news to feed its East and Midwest viewers due to a technical glitch. The problem meant the two time zones missed last night's broadcast of the CBS Evening News. The Norah O'Donnell newscast originates in Washington. With the New York control room shut down by the coronavirus outbreak, it was up to the Washington control room to feed it. When it failed, there was no backup. Instead of the O'Donnell newscast, local stations in the East and Midwest got a feed of the CBSN streaming service. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show is on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Your daughters are going to be hip deep in the spelling bee.
I'll be dead by then. I'll be playing banjo with Josh's dad.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'll put it in my will.
And just like that, you totally redeem yourself.
Put it in my will. If any of our kids want to learn to be great spellers, they don't get any money.
Tom looking down going, look at this. My daughter's in the spelling bee. My dad going, you don't want to see what my boy's doing.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is comedian Tim Cavanaugh, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Tom. God knows I'm not perfect. I guess I can be difficult and maybe a little demanding. Oh, sure, some might say tyrannical, but I don't get it. I try to be a nice guy, but it seems everybody's pissed at me. My friends are pissed, my partner's pissed, my mother's pissed, my lawyer's pissed, my waiter's pissed, my dog is pissed. Everybody's pissed at me. My baker's pissed, my family's pissed, my plumber's pissed, my fish are pissed, my barber's pissed, my brother's pissed.
It is very plain to see.
Everybody's pissed at me.
I think we can all agree.
Everybody's pissed at me.
Tom, you are an evil bastard. We're all pissed at you today.
I am sick of all your bitching. Here's a check. Go away.
Your boss is pissed, your kids are pissed, your neighbor's pissed, your sister's pissed. We'll bet even God is pissed.
Everybody's pissed at me. When I wrote my pissed off list, I'm sure there's someone that I missed, and that will probably make them pissed.
It is very plain to see.
Everybody's pissed at me.
I think we can all agree.
Everybody's pissed at me.
Very justifiably.
Everybody's pissed at
Your friends are
me.
pissed, your partner's pissed, your mother's pissed, your lawyer's pissed, your waiter's pissed, your dog is pissed.
Everybody's pissed at me.
Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air, it's online.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Also joining us in the studio, comedian John Bazar.
Well, I find that now that I need a woman, I mean...
Must eat every part of the cow, and you're 6:20 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy today, maybe some peaks of sunshine, high 68. Cloudy tonight, down to 54. Cloudy on Thursday, high 70. Sunshine on Friday, though. Right now, 56.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. We've been, a lot of us, homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't. You're just sitting back. You're the principal. Come on. Don't
Yeah, Kelly's
feed me.
doing most of the homeschooling.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
You've been the disruptor, haven't you? You walk through. What's going on? I can just see you.
No, I see you guys want to have recess.
There it is.
I just got them settled.
Want to go on poop patrol with me out in the yard? I bring that up because we've got a song coming up about homeschooling, and also I've been trying to homeschool Alexa, teach her how to play Q95 in the Bob and Tom Show. And you just say, "Hi Alexa, how are you? Would you like to play Q95 on iHeartRadio? That'd be much appreciated."
Have you seen the commercial?
Then you get some lip back.
Wow. The guy who smart speaker, play smooth jazz mix. Smart speaker.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Nice to be here. Thank you very much. Who's who? Well, let's see. Our engineer, of course, is Ace Cosby, the man behind the Ace Cosby joke of the day. He's right over there.
Hey.
The CrazyCockWine.com chair is our sports chair occupied by Chick McGee.
Thank you.
The room next door, behind the glass, socially distanced as you can get, it's Christy Lee in the
That's
Navy
me.
Federal Credit Union newsroom. Right here, well, about 12 feet away from me, it's the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair. When that phone rings, it'll be the track phone hotline. That should cover everything except for the fact that in another room down the hall around the corner where the fudge is made, it's Pat Godwin.
You know, you mentioned the Orange Insole sidekick chair. You didn't mention who was sitting in it.
Yeah, that's
Who's
for
in
sure.
it today?
Oh, I believe it's Josh Arnold.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you owe me $8.
Poor Josh.
How do I owe you? My lawyer is terrible.
We were discussing the fact that Josh
I'm
sort of owns a banjo now. His father died a while back and apparently left it to him. And
Fresh 6 months ago or something.
No, sorry.
Thanksgiving Day. That holiday's a bummer now. Huh?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Ah,
Oh my
jeez.
gosh. Hey, he said, trying to desperately change
Tell you what,
the
it
subject.
makes eating turkey tough. Although I noticed you just had, if I remember, is that turkey on that plate?
It is.
I
Yeah.
can see it. I guess you're over it now.
I battled through it.
Would you like some mashed potatoes and gravy?
Some cranberry
sauce.
I walked by this morning and he's eating turkey. A nice breakfast, I
Well, I
guess.
like a big shot of protein in the morning.
Speaking of something
minute.
that's not Josh's father dying,
Yes.
Thank you.
you know my catchphrase now, which is 1, 2, 3. How about ya? That's right. It's really catching on, and we received an email last night. Dear Chick, please be advised, I have adopted your new catchphrase.
Oh, okay.
I have been using it as a greeting to answer phone calls from numbers that I don't know.
I like it.
It works like a charm, Matthew says. After utilizing this technique for 2 weeks, I have yet to speak with any person trying to sell me anything. The consistent hang-ups from the other end of the phone when I answer in a robust way, how about you? The hang-ups are very, very satisfying.
That is good.
That's from
good.
Matthew. He is a lawyer in Rock Island County, Illinois, and that is a mighty fine line.
The Rock Island.
Oh, very good.
That's exactly
nice.
right.
How about you?
How about you, baby? When the phone rings with it says sales call.
Now, we have some big surprises coming up today. Also, fairly soon, we're going to squeeze in this request for the famous Dan St. Paul first baseball game.
Oh, classic.
Thought we would get at least one sports story, and this is supposed to be the sports segment.
A limited number of NFL teams are reopening their training facilities. Many are prohibited from government restrictions during the virus pandemic. Commissioner Roger Goodell gave the 32 clubs the go-ahead for limited reopenings on Tuesday, but use common sense, of course, depending on where the facilities are. State and local municipalities allow them, and direct mail and carnivals and direct marketing, things like this. They have to realize with such states, California, New York, New Jersey, Washington, Virginia, still under heavy restrictions. And, of course, Rhode Island. I don't even want to get into what Rhode Island's doing.
They got a pro team now?
Yeah. And Tom Brady isn't letting the coronavirus pandemic or those pesky NFL rules stop him from working out with his team. That's
of course
right.
Not. He's Tom Brady.
He is preparing for the new season with his new Tampa Bay team. Now, the NFL rules say that players cannot work out at team facilities. So, Tom Terrific gathered some of his new Buccaneers teammates on a high school field for a throwing session.
Sounds like a smart idea. What's wrong with that?
And a game broke out with the high school team. Brady and his friends won 82-3.
Oh,
so
good idea.
No, that didn't happen. Brady wore a Buccaneers helmet. This was big. They broke in yesterday on ESPN with this. Brady wore a Buccaneers helmet and an orange jersey over his shoulder pads for the first time in public.
Did he wear it in his bucking head?
He wore it right over his bucket head.
Right over his Buccaneers?
This all according to the Tampa Bay Times. And
so is it, did they, I just am curious, do they...
You're going to ask me a question I don't know the answer to, but go ahead.
Are they allowed to have any supervision from anyone on the team? Or does it just have to be the players getting together on their own? Are they allowed to have a coach there?
I think the players have to get together on their own because NFL rules against players working out at team facilities. I think that would umbrella into...
I would think so, too.
They're not in the team facility.
The coaches would not...
Oh,
we had the whole point. Yeah, but the point is to keep them away.
I don't think it's specified.
You could screw up an anvil with a rubber hammer. You know that? You beat everything, Tom. You know that?
Thank you. Just asking.
The Belmont Stakes will be run June 20th on Long Island in front of no fans except for the horses' families.
He loves it. He's very proud.
Little ponies there.
They're
Wearing
little
hats.
ponies. They're little kids, little pony kids. They're little. They have little overalls on. Go run, Daddy, run! Oh man, see.
How come Uncle Gelding only hangs out?
He's a confirmed bachelor now. Oh, man, that tickles me. The Washington Nationals will unveil their World Series championship rings during a virtual ceremony shown on TV and online Sunday. Boy, leave it to a D.C. professional sports team to screw up a ring ceremony. Unprecedented approach brought on, of course, by a little thing we call that damn pandemic. The man who made the pizza that allegedly sickened the one, the only Michael Jordan prior to Game 5 of the 97 NBA Finals against the Jazz, he has come forward. During an episode of The Last Dance, the final 2 episodes this past Sunday, it was revealed that what is known as Jordan's infamous flu game was actually caused by food poisoning, with the finger being pointed at an unnamed pizza place in Utah. Craig Fite, F-I-T-E, revealed himself as the pizza maker during an interview on an AM radio station in Salt Lake City. Fite said he was the assistant manager of Park City Pizza Hut who washed his hands, personally constructed, and hand-delivered the pizza in order to prevent anyone from tampering with it, he says. He added that when he delivered the pizza, he asked to at least say hi to Mike, and Jordan raised his hand and said, "Thanks, man." fight denies that the pizza had been tainted and theorized Jordan got sick from either smoking cigars or eating other food.
Could have been anything.
He added, the fun part of this story is that my son is named after Michael Jordan.
Goat?
Nope. No, we call him.
Oh, sorry.
We call him Ball Hog. That's right. Nobody's talking about that. Make my teammates better.
So I thought they said that 5 guys delivered the pizza.
That's what I thought.
That's what they said during the documentary. Yes.
I doubt that.
The guy said he opened the door and there was a guy holding the pizza and 4 guys right behind him trying to look in the room because they heard it was Jordan. That's the story.
Because I remember saying, why would you need 5 guys to deliver a pizza?
And why would you call up and say, I'd like a pizza for Michael Jordan of the opposing team playing an important game tomorrow?
You need 5 guys to make a hamburger.
That's right.
Hey.
I'm on fire.
It's a regional joke.
That's national. It was Obama's favorite burger chain.
That's right. No.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just bummed out because Pier 1's going to close.
I know.
They are?
Yes, half my furniture comes from there.
You know,
what are they now? Pier 1 exports?
At one point in my life, I lived in the 3rd largest Pier 1 location in the Midwestern United States.
No, I still have 4 bookcases I bought there when I first moved here.
Wow.
How does that happen? You just wake up one day and everything in your place is Pier 1. I don't know how it happened.
Not me. I've never purchased anything.
Really?
No. Used to be
I have a lot of stuff
it
from there.
started off as a hippie thing.
Is that right?
Yeah,
It always seemed like it to me.
Yeah, it's candles
Beads.
and
Beaded. Did you ever have
And
the
those-
beads going between rooms?
Who had that?
I have never. That has never happened.
I've never been in a house that had that. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, it was in all,
My kids
all
had
those
it.
60s movies.
Right.
What
am I listening to?
I don't know. There's
Ace has his computer on again.
okay.
No, silent. No.
What is
now
that?
it's silent.
No. Is that somebody's
It's
phone?
you.
What is it? Hey,
Tom has his computer on again.
I don't. I have no idea what's going on.
All I know is coming up. Wait a minute.
Is there a radio over
It's
here?
poor Tom's computer.
My
still,
computer is on mute.
It's still running.
It's over.
Welcome to another episode of the Haunted Studio.
Yes.
I hear it.
Everybody be quiet. It sounds
funny.
pretty interesting.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You think the virus talks to you before?
Is it somebody
I'm
else?
about to enter your body. I just want to get the
Hi there.
consent.
How are you? You're going to be sick for a while.
What show are you listening to?
I always thought he was listening to another show, and we're trying to do one.
Of course.
Well, admittedly, during sports, I'd much rather be
there
listening
you go.
to another show. I
Thanks
don't want to
a
hear
lot.
about a 25-year-old pizza that may or may not have been eaten by Michael Jordan, who was awfully good at basketball.
don't
That's
know.
all I need to know.
Yeah, I don't know why we did the story. I have no idea.
And do you remember a pizza you ate 25-year-old? Josh, I'm sure in your pizza diary.
Tom, this is the famous.
A lot of people have their spank bank. I've got my munch bank. That
This is the famous flu game from Michael Jordan,
Great.
where he beat the Jazz.
Sorry, I
okay,
missed
jerk.
And of course, one thing Utah's famous for, jazz. I know that Satchmo never missed a stop. Salt Lake, he'd go skiing at Alta,
away.
and then
That's not funny. You know what funny is? That the Belmont Stakes will be run on June 20th, like in front of no fans, except for the horses' families.
He can't get through it.
It's hilarious.
Third time he said
He
it.
finds it hysterical.
He still can't get it.
And now let's take a shot of the crowd.
And now, by request, we're
There's
going
the horse's grandma.
to pretend
Wearing
that
her little hat.
baseball is up and running. This is one of the classics, the great Dan St. Paul. By many, many requests, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com to make your request. This is the first baseball game.
Dan St. Paul is our guest. Love that. Now, we were talking about the fact that you're from San Francisco and you live there with your wife and your son.
Yeah.
And you're a sports fan, and particularly, I know you're a baseball fan.
Yes.
And a big Harry Carey fan.
Yes. Oh, I love Harry Carey. I have to tell you, though, that we have a female announcer at the ballpark in San Francisco. Were you
That's right.
That's right.
Sherry Davis, did I ever tell you that? And I went to the game before the strike last year, and it's very strange because she sounds like the phone company lady. It's weird. It's like, the third baseman is number 9, Matt Williams. Please make a note of it. and then if there's a pinch hitter, it's the batter, number 10, Royce Clayton, has been changed.
That's the best.
I'm an old school guy. I can't handle this.
You like the male announcers,
Big Harry Carey fan. I love I love Harry Carey, and I love and I just Harry, of course, did the first baseball game ever played. You guys are aware of that.
Sure.
Yeah, he was the only guy around at that time.
Sure.
To do that game, and it was wonderful. I got an old tape of it, and I listened to it all the time. Hello, fans. This is Harry Carey. Welcome to today's game between the Bethlehem Braves and the Jerusalem Giants. Kind of a sparse crowd here today, as a plague of locusts has made it tough to get out to the ballpark. You can hear the vendors, though. Hey, manna, get your manna. Who wants bread from heaven? It's hot. It's fresh. It just fell. Hot manna here. Penance, our Father's Hail Marys. Can't get absolution without an act of contrition. Who wants a rosary here? Water. Uh-oh. Wine. Who wants wine now? Peter looks into Jesus for the sign. Jesus gives him the sign. Holy cow! Peter denies it. He gives it to him again. He denies it again. Once more. That's 3 times, and Jesus is out to give Peter a sermon on the mound. Jesus, of course, the big hero in yesterday's game, came up in the bottom of the 9th with the Braves down 3-0 and hit a bases-empty grand slam. Fans, we haven't had a miracle like that since we had fishes and loaves night here. I had a chance to talk with the Savior after the game, and this is what he had to say. Well, Harry, the ball was on the outside part of the play. I was not trying to make contact. First of all, I want to thank my father for loading the bases. Muchas gracias, señor. And also the Holy Ghost for breaking up the double play. Back to live action. Lazarus up to the plate now. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Lazarus up to the plate now. Who's the pitch? Oh, no, he's hit. He's hurt. He's down. Holy cow, he's dead. But wait a minute. He gets back up. That's the 6th time this week. That kid can take one for the team. Abraham up to the plate now, probably up here to sacrifice. Infield drawn in for the Patriarch, and now there's some action in the Bethlehem bullpen. I can't quite make out the back of his robe. It is the big number 10, Moses, just called up from the Burning Bush League. Already gaining a reputation for that lightning-fast pickoff move, reminding those runners that thou shalt not steal. Let's give it over to Steve Stone. Thank you, Harry. Fans, you want to be here this Tuesday night when the Braves meet the Calvary Cubs. It's going to be Nabisco Communion Wafer Day here at the ballpark. All fans 33 and under get a free Eucharist signed by the Savior himself. Fans, Nabisco Communion Wafers go down smooth. Won't stick to the roof of your mouth like those cheap imitation sacraments. Sure, they cost a little more, but when it comes to your eternal salvation, isn't it worth that extra buck in the collection plate? Remember, fans, the next time you go to the rail for that body and blood, ask for the host with the most. Ask for Nabisco. Thanks, Steve. Here's some scores now from around the league. A big upset. David 1, Goliath nothing. Ends a long win streak for the big guy. Oh no, Job is on the 15-day disabled list with a bad case of leprosy. Pulled a hamstring. Pulled it right off. The Angels have sent Lucifer down. That's a shame. When that fellow was in his prime, he could throw some heat. This year, his earned run average has ballooned to a hefty 6. And here's a partial score. Sodom and Gomorrah still tied at 69.
Dan St. Paul, by request, the classic first baseball game. Lazarus Martinez up bat. By the way, I'm in a good mood today. You want to know why?
Why?
Had a great night's sleep on my sleep number bed.
Oh, man, you can't beat a good night.
Survey says sleep number. Christy Lee, what's your sleep number setting?
35.
That's like sleeping on Jell-O. Chick
I
McGee.
prefer that.
100. A firm mattress, and the important part, or the important point, it stays firm, people.
Now, see, if you two were a couple, you could have your side of the bed could be Jell-O-like, and yours could be like a board. That's the beauty of the sleep number bed. It's
If Christy and I were a couple, would you like to hear the conversation?
Not particularly.
Are you okay? No, are you okay? Are you okay? No, are you okay? No, are you okay?
I asked first.
I was trying to talk about the importance of sleep and my friends at Sleep Number.
65.
You're laying on my hair.
Sorry.
Again, Josh, apparently a crisp 65.
Yes, thank you.
Kind of a middle of the road.
Yeah.
And relax with some nice banjo music and good. The important thing here is you want to sleep properly, especially now. You got to stay healthy, and one of the things you want to do is keep a consistent schedule. I know some people that have gotten completely off their schedule. I mean, literally up all night, sleep all day. That's probably not doing you any good. You got to de-stress, get some proper exercise, but don't exercise too close to the time you go to bed. Don't eat a big meal and go lie down. No, do some smart stuff. Get some good information about sleeping by going to sleepnumber.com/BT show. Discover proven quality sleep for your health and well-being. Oh, and by the way, you can save $1,000 on a Sleep Number 360 Special Edition bed for a limited time during the Memorial Day sale. Once again, it's sleepnumber.com/BT show. Find out what's going on in the world of great beds. I love my Sleep Number
Isn't
bed.
that Funk 49? Up all night, sleep all day. I know where you're going.
I have to ask Mr. Walsh if he had a good night's sleep. Thank you very much, Joe.
Okay.
When we come back, we have interesting news about Sports Illustrated and a song from Pat Godwin about doing that homeschooling. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives. And it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Made it all the way through a Wednesday, halfway through the week. Congratulations, everybody. And keep in mind, every dollar spent at Bob and Tom's store for the foreseeable future goes directly to Feeding America. Buy now and buy often. Head over to bobandtomstore.com. Get yourself a hat, a T-shirt, a sweatshirt, maybe multiple gifts for yourself and friends, and feel good about it. Every dime, every penny, every single dollar going directly to Feeding America. A lot of folks in the country need help right now, and it's an easy way to do it. So do it. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison from the CrazyCockWine.com news and sports desk. Some NFL training facilities are reopening. Many are prohibited by government restrictions during the coronavirus pandemic. Commissioner Roger Goodell gave the 32 clubs the go-ahead for limited reopenings as long as state and local municipalities allow them. Coaching staffs and all players, except those undergoing injury rehab, are barred from the facilities in the first phase of the league's plan. Changes designed to enhance opportunities for minorities to get executive head coaching and coordinator positions were passed by NFL owners. They include addendums to the Rooney Rule, which have fallen short in its goal of increasing diversity in the league. All clubs will now be required to interview at least 2 minority candidates from outside the organization for upcoming head coach vacancies. The Utah Jazz say forward Bojan Bogdanovic underwent surgery to repair a ruptured ligament in his right wrist. The procedure performed Tuesday in New York City. Bogdanovic averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in his first season with the Jazz. He signed a 4-year, $73 million contract with Utah last summer after playing with the Indiana Pacers. And the Washington Nationals will unveil their World Series championship rings during a virtual ceremony shown on television and online Sunday, an unprecedented approach brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. Teams typically unveil their title rings at a home stadium packed with fans. Hopefully someday soon we'll see that again. That's a quick look at your sports update. I'm Mark Allison. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hey, Father's Day's coming up, Josh.
I guess I'll.
Well, all of us.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Everybody.
There we go.
It's going to be a crowded day at the graveyard.
Ace, you got your father around?
No.
Oh, sorry. I guess we're.
He wasn't around when he was alive.
Oh,
Wasn't around when he was alive.
Way to go, Tom. That's a banjo
Wait a
moment.
second.
Okay, everybody remember that so we don't have to go through it
Let's
again.
isolate that.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Welcome everybody to my place. Pull up a chair or just pull up a face. We got all we need, all that we lack is a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac. I want a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac who'll ride me around in her Cadillac. And when she's not on her knees, she will be flat on her back. I want a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac. Now here's the criteria. Give her great big boobs with a little bitty ass, a loving machine that never runs out of gas, a body like nobody ever seen before, and she recently inherited a liquor store. I want a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac who'll ride me around in her Cadillac. And when she's not on her knees, she will be flat on her back. I want a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac. She doesn't want to marry and she doesn't want to fight. She doesn't give a damn if I stay out all night. If I bring home another woman, she gives me a smile. She take off our clothes and we jump in a pile. I want a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac who'll ride me around in her Cadillac. And when she's not on her knees, she will be flat on her back. I want a rich, dumb, young nymphomaniac. Make her a magic fingers mama who can roll a good doob. The best in the West at cooking Chinese food. She doesn't like to shop. She doesn't like to...
646 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
I'm not going to say it again, Alexa. I've tried to make this as simple as possible.
You're going to set your phone off again.
Is that what happened?
Be careful.
That's what we think.
We think that I set my phone off when I mentioned Siri. Oops, wait a minute. Sorry. I didn't.
I've got mine set for Hey Siri. Mine won't go off unless I say Hey Siri.
Yeah, in any event. Siri. A few minutes ago, suddenly there was a sound in the room, but apparently it was
your phone.
My phone talking back. I have no idea. The point is, I'm trying to give
I don't know
a
who
lesson.
Siri is. I've never met her. I don't know who it
To
is.
Alexa, you can say, "Hey Alexa, can you play Q95 on iHeartRadio?" Hi Alexa, can you play the Bob and Tom Show on Q95? These all work.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi Alexa, it's the Bob and Tom Show. Alexa, can you introduce Christy Lee?
Hi.
There's Christy Lee with the weather.
That was good.
Oh,
Alexa.
very
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be cloudy today, tonight, and tomorrow. High today, 68. High tomorrow, 70. 56 currently.
69 today. High 69.
Do you like
I'm
do you
trying
like
to be nice.
training Alexa with the wrong name? Hey Alexa, call Pat Godman. God, that makes me laugh. Calling Pat Godman.
That's how it started.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here. The 20th of May, 2020. The semi-quarantine continues. I don't know. Check local listings. We're all doing okay. Across the way, it's Chick McGee.
Hey, man.
Did you trim the beard?
When did I do it? Sunday, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking good. He's, of course.
Got the Burt Reynolds thing
He's
going.
over there with all the horses from the Belmont and their
Right,
families.
they're not allowing fans at the Belmont, only the horses' families.
God, he finds that amusing, doesn't he? He's at the crazycockwine.com sports desk, and I'm sure you're asking yourself, how much Crazy Cock wine has he had already?
Yeah.
The answer
Go
is
Seabiscuit, go!
The answer is enough.
Did you see Seabiscuit? That's my grandson.
Okay, I thought we'd do something very radical for this time of day. Of course, I'm talking about presenting a special edition of the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day.
Holy hell.
Morning Breath Club edition. These aren't jokes, these are observations about life. Go ahead.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson, you know the actor?
Yes, of course.
Yep, got it. He's at the dinner table with his little 10-month-old, and wife's cooking in the kitchen, and the baby's trying to learn to talk.
Uh-oh.
Good mother. Sam jumps up and says, honey, he just said half a word.
I see.
And it's Samuel L. Jackson, the actor, not the Secretary
Is he
of
known
State.
for saying bad
Yeah, not
words?
the CPA.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That, yeah.
I have Samuel L. Jackson. He's. What do I want
What?
to say?
Are you okay today?
Did I have a stroke? He's my Alexa voice. You can choose.
Is he?
Yeah, you can choose him as being your Alexa voice. I program that in.
And actually, I thought a good guess would be that Samuel L. Jackson has cursed the most in movies. He has not.
No.
Oh, okay.
When we will have the winner of that, according to a new
No,
survey.
we're supposed to have it yesterday.
Okay.
Well, we ran out of time.
We're supposed to have it yesterday.
We didn't do it because we had too much boring sports to fill in.
Florida man,
Or as I
Speaking
call
of
it,
boring
filler.
sports.
Wait a second now, a couple
I'm
things.
hearing you.
You can email us, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. Love hearing from you. I think we've posted the banjo thing. We were talking about Thunderstruck by the Steve N. Seagulls.
Cool.
Here's
Please
a taste
don't.
of that. This guy can play. Oh. And of course, one of the great intros of all time. There's a guy playing spoons, and there's a guy that's about to hit an anvil. Oh, it's so cool. Anyway, if you get a chance, watch that. We've linked that up. As we're doing a lot of banjo talk, of course, because
I am legitimately now the owner of a banjo.
Is that right?
Yeah, I need to get it in here and see if.
How did that happen?
My dad died.
Oh.
Thanks. You know something? What makes that genuine, the genuine laugh, sort of the sphere in which that is kind of like she's laughing because, oh, dear God, I can't believe that just happened.
She loves Josh. She doesn't want to laugh. But it's so funny.
She also knows Pat has
has that way of
And
stepping
everyone
in.
enjoys. Everyone enjoys it when Pat steps on him. So,
Right on it.
listen again. Let's just listen to the laugh. It is so genuine. And here we go.
I am legitimately now the owner of a banjo.
Is that right?
Yeah, I need to get it in here and see if.
How did that happen?
My dad died.
Oh.
Thanks. That's just a nice. You could just hear the relief when she was able to get rid of that because she's got a lot going on, and just to get that laugh out made her feel good. Sorry about your dad dying and everything, John.
But geez.
Okay, not much we can do about that. Sorry, where were we? Okay, we're done with banjo talk.
A Florida man accused.
We got a lot of nice letters about banjos and eagles. Our two biggest things.
A Florida man accused of wrestling an alligator said he just wanted to help out local wildlife.
What?
After receiving a call of a man wrestling an alligator in a ditch
Gator King, oh Gator King. Gator King, oh Gator
along
King.
Daniels Parkway.
Yeah, I know where that is.
The side of the road. He's wrestling an alligator. A Lee County Sheriff's deputy responded to the
Fort
area.
Myers.
Spoke to the, of course, shirtless man in question.
Yes, yeah.
The man said he saw an alligator with multiple small babies in the sewer and was trying to remove some mud using a bike tire attached to a rope.
Small alligator babies, or
Now let's read that sentence again.
Don't forget the part about the guy being shirtless.
Well, it's Florida. It's hot.
After receiving a call of a man wrestling an alligator.
If you're going to wrestle a gator, you definitely want to take your shirt off.
The man said he saw the alligator with multiple small babies in the sewer and was trying to remove some mud using a bike tire attached to a rope in order to allow more fish to move in for the reptiles to eat.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
He's
The
even out
deputy-
there kind of dredging.
Right, exactly.
The deputy eventually determined that the man had truly intended to help local wildlife and instructed him to call the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. the next time he thought local wildlife was in danger
good for him.
instead of wrestling it. The caller who knows the shirtless man denied reporting.
That's Dennis. The damn Dennis out there who's wrestling gators on the side of the road again.
Yeah, East Naples. Wow.
He's going to get, him or the gator's going to get hurt, I'm telling you.
Denied reporting that he even touched the alligator, but rather called police because he was worried over the man's safety.
I got my money on Dennis. Dennis, I've seen him. He'll beat the hell out of an alligator.
Well, wouldn't have finished, but it was bowling night.
I saw him snap a flamingo in half once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those things, they break just like you think they do.
Yeah.
Snap right in half.
Wow.
Snap right in half.
Well, he's trying to do the right thing. But
yeah, he was. But you got to imagine he should have known that the mother would be, I don't know, a tad on edge with her, some lunatic swinging a tire at her babies.
Did he just happen to have the rope and the bike tire with him in the truck?
Yes, they're alligators, but yes, it's a mom and her baby.
It's really confusing trying to find the story. It's like, wow.
Well, you know the big story out of Florida.
What?
You didn't see it yesterday?
No.
If you Google a shirtless Florida man arrested, you've got a day. Plan a day.
Right.
Yeah, you're going deep there.
That's a coffee table book.
Yeah.
The big story out of Florida yesterday involved a giant block party. You didn't see this?
Oh, the one in Miami?
No, it wasn't in Miami.
Was it like 3,000 people?
Here's a quick CNN thing.
There?
Oh.
Law enforcement officials in Central Florida have denied accusations, blah, 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 blah. They disrupted a party of 3,000 people.
Jeez.
I did see that.
The gathering in the city of DeLand.
Oh.
No way.
No.
Now, I used to live in DeLand, of course. I started on WETO radio, or it was WETO. 1340. And it was in DeLand. Yeah, they.
Oh.
Why do they call it DeLand, Tom?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Christy. It's because it's near DC. You know, you get there, don't you?
No, how do you
very
get
nice airport. You take DePlane.
I hear a lot of people there now have COVID.
Oh.
After a 3,000.
And you thought it wasn't worth bringing this up.
You know, I worked on a 1340. Christy, did you work on a 1340 AM?
No.
Daggone it.
Did I?
X-Rock 13. That was
Do 1340ers look down on like 1310ers?
I was on a 1430, not a 1340.
Oh, she was better than you, though.
I was working with a bunch of people that were delusional that looked down on FM. Well, that's never going to take off.
Is that
public radio?
Is that the station that you did the commercial where you took your shirts off?
Yes.
Where the morning show can't be topped, and then they edited and they came back with their shirts off.
I did not write that commercial.
Oh, I like it.
When we come back, we're going to get a song from Pat Godwin. I understand Donnie Baker's up and running. Some really odd and cool stuff in the news, including your chance to win a Picasso worth, like $5 million?
Yeah.
And more about the Belmont.
And my favorite story involves
family.
my favorite story involves an old friend of this show and a world record. And a good world record for dribbling a basketball and running a mile, and the time is staggering.
And no traveling at all.
Well, he was NBA refs were watching him, so
okay. You know, there's a bit of traveling.
He probably held the ball half the way. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Comedy via your computer. Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. It is Wednesday, May 20th. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Got some great comedians on the way to make you laugh. Comedian Mo Mandel and comedian Dan Cummins are both going to be joining us. We'll catch up with them, find out how they're doing under the stay-at-homes, if their states are reopening, and exactly what's going on. Mo Mandel and Dan Cummins on a Wednesday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Rapidly rising water has overtaken dams and forced the evacuation of about 10,000 people in central Michigan. Michigan's governor says among the threatened area is downtown Midland, which could be under approximately 9 feet of water by today. That's about 100 miles from Detroit. A federal judge in Virginia has ruled that a salvage firm can retrieve the Marconi wireless telegraph machine that broadcast distress calls from the sinking Titanic. In an order released yesterday, U.S. District Judge Rebecca Beach Smith agreed the telegraph is historically and culturally important and could soon be lost with the rapidly decaying wreck site. Smith is the maritime jurist who presides over Titanic salvage matters from a federal court in Norfolk. Her ruling modifies a previous judge's order from 2000 that forbids cutting into the shipwreck or detaching any part of it. And the Maseratis, Rolls-Royces, and Mercedes back on Rodeo Drive yesterday. America's most fashionable shopping street slowly is getting back to business. Just a few days after Beverly Hills officials announced the high-end boutiques lining its most exclusive street could reopen for curbside pickup, shoppers began tentatively making their way onto its wide sidewalks and narrow roadway. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, this is Ross Bennett, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. I can't sleep. I have to say this all night long. Okay, here we go.
Fish and worms, fish and worms. Everybody's wishing they had fish and worms. Find them in the garden, turn over a rock, slip them in your sandwich, put them in your sock. That's fish and worms, fish and worms. Well, my big sister, she don't like my fish and worms. Big ones, little ones, they scare her to death. She was making chocolate shake, I dropped a couple in the blender. Now she's sitting around with bated breath from eating fish and worms, fish and worms. Everybody's wishing they had fish and worms. Do your English homework, underline a word, circle direct object, and transitive verb with the fish and worm. Fish and worm. Wrap them around a corkscrew, twist them in some twine, take them to the health spa so they can unwind. That's fish and worm. Fish and worm. Fish and worm. Well, I like doing everything you can think about the fish and worms. Gushy ones. The ones that wiggle and squish. There's only one thing I don't like doing with fish and worms. And that is, of course, to catch fish. I hate them fish and worms. Fish and worms. Everybody's wishing they had fish and worms. Find them in the backyard, underneath some leaves. Make them little dresses. Just leave off the sleeves. That's fish and worms. Fish and worms. Fish and worms. Fish and worms. Fish and worms.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Well, internet porn.
Well, there's
photography. You know, people don't go. Yeah, photography. People don't go to porn shops anymore.
No?
You know, because of the internet.
Oh, that's true.
But I think you miss out on the social aspect.
Is there a social aspect to that?
Yeah, well, you avoid eye contact. Try to hide your titles. Tranny. Oh, no, I was working on my car. The other day, though, I was watching gay porn.
Uh-oh.
No, wait, I'm sorry. I was watching pro wrestling.
I babysat a cat a couple weeks ago. No, it went in the show.
Oh, he.
Then he started. Well, hi, 702. Morning, Bright Eyes, at the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Tom.
Well, that sounded fake. Let's see.
How about ya?
There we go. That sounds sincere.
How's that?
Christy Lee has a quick update in the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mostly cloudy, maybe peeks of sun every now and then. High
69.
69.
Yep.
Cloudy tonight down to 54, cloudy and 70 on Thursday. We'll see some sunshine on Friday.
Okay, Josh, when I point, you say, and I'm Josh. Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And I'm Josh.
From the Bob and Tom Show. Hey, if new windows are on your spring to-do list, and I know, Josh, they're to-doing yours right now. You have, 16 windows?
I do.
Well, with Window Nation, guess how many you have to buy?
8.
That's right. You buy 8, and you get a total of 16. That's right, because it's 2 windows for every 2 you buy, no limit. A free online virtual quote's valid for 6 months, so nobody has to traipse through your house. No, it's all done.
Traipse. That's a great word.
Deferred payments for 2 years. Let's see what else. 0 down payment and 0 interest for 2 years from our friends at Window Nation. Where do you find them, Josh?
You find them at windownation.com. And guess what, Tommy? Right now, they guarantee to be the best value, or they'll pay you $250.
Sounds like a pretty good deal. How does it work again? It's a free online virtual quote valid for 6 months, deferred payments for 2 years, $200 for every 2 you buy. How could it get any better? 0 down payment. That's how. windownation.com. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's see now. We already established that that's Ace Cosby, our engineer. Thank you. See, going around the horn, Chick McGee, Josh, I'm Tom. Over there, it's Christy Lee. And then around the corner where the fudge is made, it's Pat Godwin in a different room. And we'll establish who's doing what where in a matter of moments.
I'm at the crazycockwine.com sports desk.
You are indeed. crazycockwine.com. Ask your liquor store to carry it. The Federal, did I say the Navy Federal? That's
Navy
what I meant
Federal,
to say.
yes.
The Navy
Credit
Federal
Union.
Credit Union news desk is occupied by Christy Lee. And then there's the orangeInsoles.com sidekick chair, once again occupied by Josh Arnold, banjo owner.
Yeah.
And
not currently in my possession. I don't mean to disappoint those who thought I had it with me. But
we thought you were going to bring it in.
I will eventually, yeah.
Based on recent activities. Now, we have a couple big surprises coming up. I'm very excited about coming up today. And a couple really obscure requests. So thank you very much.
Cheeseburgers? I could really use a cheeseburger. That'd be a good surprise.
Oh, yeah.
I like mine with lettuce and tomato.
Heinz 57 and French fried potato.
Yeah.
That's a song.
No, sorry.
Hey, here's sports.
Oh.
The NFL has reportedly been testing protective masks made from surgical materials that would cover a player's entire helmet face mask.
It's going to be hard to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
got nylons over your face.
Tom Mayer, the NFLPA medical director, said that Oakley, which makes the league's visors, is testing prototypes of modified face masks that might contain surgical or N95 material. He said they've got some prototypes. They're looking at every issue you can imagine, including when it fogs
Concussions.
up. For a return to football during the pandemic, Meyer added that players who are in a higher risk category would need to take safety precautions down to every little detail, including wearing masks when helmets are off, social distancing, and using single-use hydration sources.
That means drinking from one bottle.
Okay,
just
good.
yours.
Right, yeah, just yours. Yeah. But you have to put your
It's like
name
at my
on.
house. So you
Put
write
your name on your water bottle, kid.
Yeah, you take the Sharpie and write your name on the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Actually, in the cold weather games in winter, they have a lot of players wear the face masks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess when you're tackling a guy,
That seems to be a better solution than actually redesigning the entire helmet.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
How about the quarterback? $3.95. What? I can't. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah.
Now, socially distancing, or I guess it would be the social distance tackle would be a trick.
Yeah.
In order to stay 6 feet away, you've got to be 6'3" to trip the guy. I don't know. I'm not how they're going to pull it off, but I guess ideally everyone will be tested going in, and
yeah, I would think so.
Because they're going to be at pretty close quarters. It's a football game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens.
There could be more cost-cutting ahead at Sports Illustrated.
What?
Remember when you were a kid, you'd wait for Sports Illustrated, man, to come on? I couldn't wait. The New York Post reports a series of more pay cuts and layoffs could be required to offset advertising woes brought on by the pandemic.
Did you ever get the football phone for joining, for subscribing?
I
Gotta
did
remember
not.
that ad.
I did not.
But, they say they're going to have to cut back because there's no sports for these guys to cover, so they're going to have to lay some people off. But I did hear that the swimsuit issue, because of the cost cutting, it's going to be bottoms only.
Oh, well, that should increase sales, I would think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were going to do tops only, but they thought that was sexist.
Oh.
So,
Hopefully.
See the swimsuit edition, chick.
They do the whole nude edition.
Bottoms
now.
only.
Oh, they do?
Body. No, is that
Well,
a
body paint.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah, they look.
Kind of undercuts the joke, really.
Oh, boy.
They're saving money.
Well,
Just
jokes of
body paint. I thought,
generous.
Thought it was rather funny.
Bull riding.
Now with the song, the comedy stylings.
Bull riding could be the first professional sport to return with fans in the stands.
I love PBR.
Not parents of the
No,
bulls.
it's not the
just
No, I know. I love PBR at a PBR.
Hello, Bob and Tom show.
Let's do it.
Oh!
Hey, Bob and Tommy, it's your good friend, Dr. Phil.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Dr. Phil.
Have you read my books?
No.
Have you seen my tapes?
No.
I've got
You
books
still-
on tapes and tapes about books. I'm guessing you're thinking right now it's pretty good to have a doctor in the house, okay? I mean, hey, there's no I in team, but there is in quarantine. You see where I'm going with this?
Well, true.
Not really, but
I mean, monkey see, monkey do. It doesn't mean I want COVID too, okay?
All right.
no.
You know, I've noticed a lot of people going through an extreme change during this time. Can't get haircuts, can't get a decent barbershop shave. So why not let it grow? You might even see me in a goatee soon.
Oh.
I wrote a book about people in quarantine who have grown goatees. Have you read the book?
No.
No.
Have you seen the tape?
I would never
It's
know.
called The Wuhan Chew.
See, instead of the Fu Manchu.
Right.
Well, now,
Where were we? Bull
well,
riding.
I think we were going to try to get a song in here from Godwin.
All right.
Speaking of bull,
Speaking of crap.
I see the swimsuit edition. No tops. He's
Right, yeah.
saving money.
Exactly.
Thus
I don't
exposing.
get it.
At least half of the money, I would think.
I don't think I got it.
You see,
Well, if
Chick,
they cut the
they-
budget,
your
bottom line.
story said that Sports Illustrated was going to have to fire some of their writers
Right.
because of cutbacks, and I said,
Right.
well, the swimsuit edition, famous,
And their
in
most
order to
pop-
save money, they're only going to give the women the bottoms to wear.
Right. But
You see.
arguably their highest selling edition every year. Why would they fiddle with that?
Because half of clothing.
Because they'd be half naked.
The joke is
incredible jacket.
you don't have to pay for both the top and bottom. You
So
just pay
they-
for the bottom.
Everything, it's so tight monetarily
Yes.
that they can't afford the whole swimsuit.
Yes.
So they had to choose
Tops or bottoms.
tops or bottoms.
Now, I know that when we talked about mermaids, you wanted
I did
the
not
human
choose-
bottom,
No.
which I think is weird. I understand it.
That's what I want.
But
I've
I
always
think it's
wanted
weird.
You
Copying
can't
a
do
feel off a
anything
fish
with
head.
just the top.
Haven't you always kind of wanted to make out with a fish?
I mean, you can
No.
throw the
Who
old.
wants to make out with a fish?
Josh, you
I have a joke I'm going to tell you.
Josh, you can throw the old. You can throw
never
the
mind.
old bat in the upper deck. I
Okay,
think.
so could we get back to
yeah.
Mr. Godwin? Now, you have been.
And now here's Pat to make you laugh.
Well, I know I'm not promising that. I don't want to oversell this.
We don't need the Better Business Bureau calling us.
I'm pumped.
Now, Pat, you have been homeschooling. You're a good dad. You've got Jimmy.
3 days left, Tom.
3 days left of homeschooling, and you were never a teacher.
No,
But
I was
you are-
barely a student.
Yeah.
See, now that is a joke. I get that.
I was dancing around that. We know that you were a fine football player. Your team won state.
Yeah, I
you
was
were
a
also a pole vaulter in high school. But
Piano player, chorus, the theater. My dad was a professor at a college, and my mom taught, and my uncle taught at Rutgers. But I am not a teacher. I do not have the
and
patience.
a lot of parents are they're finding out how difficult teaching is.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you have
Oh,
been
yeah.
teaching your son. He's 9 years old, and you got a song about this.
Here we go. My son arrived 9 years ago. We're gonna play catch. I'll teach him how to throw and how to pee his name in the fresh white snow. He can come and watch me at my comedy shows. And he was cursing when he's 5, and as he grew, he said, I wanna be like you, Dad. I wanna be a comedian too. And now the kid's in trouble with the principal. He says your boy's working blue but quite original. He's singing about pubes and beavers gone bad. Said he learned this from his dad, sir. He learned this from his dad. Well, his school was closed just the other day. Now I'm his teacher, and all he had to say was, Dad, I don't need math. The answer's on your phone. Can I do what I want? Play on my own. And as I Googled the questions, it occurred to me
My boy was just like me. In math, we're gonna get a D. And he said, pull my finger, daddy-o. I had to smile as he let one go. He makes armpit sounds like he's cutting the cheese. My boy is just like me. No need to test for paternity.
What a nice tribute to Ugly Kid Joe.
Yeah. Pull my finger, Dad. Thank you very much. Now, you want to give us a sports teaser?
Harry Chapin.
Bull riding. Bull riding story coming up. A gaming grandma.
Gaming grandma?
Gaming grandma?
A gaming, not a gaming.
She's not a gamey grandma.
Gaming grandma.
Oh, good.
There's a couple gamey grandmas out there.
Yeah.
Stinks to
Good beaver gone bad.
old people beaver.
Yeah.
Oh. And
shove a couple Werther's originals down there to clean up.
Hey.
A world record.
Got a great world record from a semi-friend of the show. I'm very excited about that.
Not David Rush, a different guy.
No.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a great record. It's super cool. We'll get to that coming up. It involves
It's a hybrid.
It's a great, but this guy's a badass.
It's a hybrid.
It's the record for dribbling a basketball and while running a mile.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes. It's badass.
Ran a mile?
You couldn't do it in a golf cart, Josh. Nor could I.
No, there's no way.
I couldn't do it in a sports car. During this time of change, I want to remind you that
to dribble a ball out the car window of a car. He couldn't. Good.
Mr. Contradictory.
Why don't you try to figure out the joke about the not wearing tops in Sports Illustrated?
No tops and bottoms in Sports Illustrated.
That'd be rather appealing, I think. Elle McPherson.
Sure. Kate Upton and just bottoms.
Okay. There we go. Where was I? Oh, I know. I was trying to do something. ZipRecruiter. Their focus hasn't changed. If you've got a job available and you need to find somebody good, well, there's a lot of people out there looking. And if you're looking, there's a lot of jobs out there. It's just confusing as to how do you find and how do you hook up? Well, that's where ZipRecruiter comes in, working with you to find the right job faster for you or to find the right employee for you. ZipRecruiter, you know the name. They've been around for a long time and they have great ratings. In fact, ZipRecruiter will set you up with virtually immediately. We talked about how the fact that most employers within 24 hours get a qualified candidate. So if you're actively hiring, ZipRecruiter will invite candidates to apply for your most urgent needs, making it faster and easier to reach the people you need. And if you're looking, well, this is where you go to ZipRecruiter for more information. Let's work together. ZipRecruiter.com/work together for more information about what's going on right now and how you can get rehooked up into the world. ZipRecruiter.com/work together for more information. When we come back, we have the grandmother who smells gamey and a world record and Donnie Baker. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, everybody, keep in mind tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, it's Bob and Tom Tonight. 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show tonight. Just search Bob and Tom YouTube. Go to bobandtom.com. It's even on the Bob and Tom Facebook page. Check in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and be entertained for, well, at least 20 minutes of highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show. And more of those highlights coming up right after this.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Not many grads can say they had Beyonce, a former president, and a former first lady all speak at their commencement. But this year, a lot of students will be able to boast. YouTube says Beyonce, along with Barack and Michelle Obama, will speak at the June 6th virtual event. Others invited to participate in Dear Class of 2020 will be Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lopez, Lady Gaga, and others. Queen Latifah getting a new TV series. CBS says The Equalizer will be added to their fall lineup. It's a remake of the 1980s series that starred Edward Woodward and will air Sunday nights. Most of the other shows that were on CBS last year will return. And speaking of CBS, it had no news to feed its East and Midwest viewers due to a technical glitch. The problem meant the two time zones missed last night's broadcast of the CBS Evening News. The Norah O'Donnell newscast originates in Washington. With the New York control room shut down by the coronavirus outbreak, it was up to the Washington control room to feed it. When it failed, there was no backup. Instead of the O'Donnell newscast, local stations in the East and Midwest got a feed of the CBSN streaming service. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show is on the way.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Bob and Tom all the time in your ear. For Sheezy, holla back one time. What up with it, dog? Pimping for sure. For Sheezy. Was that black enough?
A chicken farmer went out one dark and windy day. By the coop he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a rotten egg hit him in the eye. It was the sight he dreaded. Ghost chickens in the sky. Had raised chickens since he was 24, working for the colonel for 30 years or more, killing all those chickens and sending them to fry. Now they want revenge. Ghost chickens in the sky. Everybody. Their beaks were black and shiny, their eyes were burning red. They had no meat or feathers, these chickens were dead. They picked the farmer up and he died by the claw. They cooked them extra crispy and ate them with coleslaw. Everybody! Ghost chickens in the sky.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
What'd you do, dog?
So I screwed up. You know how too many times I say the wrong thing?
Yeah, right.
Well, Kathy's into this mail order stuff again.
Right.
Yeah.
She's into this big time. I came home the other day. There was a case of breast enlargement cream on the kitchen table.
There was? Breast enlargement cream?
Yeah, sitting right there on the table. I said, what the hell is this for? She said she rubs it on her breasts. They get bigger. I said, just use toilet paper. It's been working on your butt for 8 years.
Oh, that was a beautiful.
Can I just say that I really love doing this program?
Oh, thank you.
You know, as a this is like such a fun. It's actually entertaining and fun to do it. You know, and as a comedian, you do a lot of shows, and you know, like I did a radio program a few weeks ago, and they introduced me as the bad boy of comedy. I never said I was the bad boy of anything, nor do I want to be introduced as such.
Where'd they get
Only in comedy do you ever hear that. You never hear that in other professions. You never hear. He's the bad boy of gynecology.
Here he is.
See the guy putting on his gloves with his fingers cut off.
Had his finger in a dike.
Let me tell you a little story very quickly here, Tammy. My name is Drew Hastings. When I was 7,
Nice to
my
meet
father, whose name is Drew Hastings, he left. He split. Him and my mom split up. And he remarried very quickly. And they had a child. And his new wife said, we're going to name this baby Drew Hastings. This is the real Drew Hastings, not that other one. So by the time I'm 8, there are 3 Drew Hastings. Me, the one that left me, and the one that replaced me. So is it any wonder I've tried to make a name for myself?
Get sick, turn my stomach, throw up, chuck, prayed to the porcelain god.
Yep, 7:20 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has an update in the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. It'll be cloudy today, tonight, and tomorrow. High today, 68. Down to 54 overnight. No, it's going to be 68. It's not going to get to 60. 70 on Thursday, 54 right now.
Well,
From now on, just
be in there
put like a 5-degree window that you can't mention because we've got a child in the room.
70.
It's unbelievable. Coming up, we have a news story about a guy whose last name is Sorensen, and yes, he is the son of Ed Sorensen, former sportscaster.
Eddie Sorensen.
Zionsville graduate.
And he's got himself a really cool world record. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Six sport.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. If you can see that, that's my last nerve being exposed. Welcome back. This is Tom speaking. That's
Give us a hug, Tommy.
Chick McGee across the way at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. I distinctly recall telling them, please don't have him drink too much Crazy Cock wine before the
Don't worry, I did that for him last night.
Okay. Uh-oh. Well, that's Christy Lee hungover at the Navy
Yes.
Federal Credit Union news desk. The OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair is occupied by Josh. There's Ace, and around the corner where the fudge is made in a different building, but we can see him on the TV over there. It's Pat Godwin.
Nice shirt, Pat.
Well,
thank you.
Did you see those, speaking of the Obvious Institute, alcohol usage is up.
You think?
What do you think of that?
Oh, isn't that from the No Institute?
Sherlock. Yeah, I think it is.
Yes, that's right. It's the No S in Sherlock Institute.
That's the thing.
For that. What a stunner that is. Time for a very short quiz.
Okay.
Very excited about this. Now, I'm going to play something for you, and I want to see if you can tell me what it is. Okay.
Can everyone answer, or some of us are exempt?
I think you'll jump in. Pat.
Okay. All right.
What?
You have to pay attention now.
Only Pat is answering.
Only Pat's allowed to answer.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Pat, I want to see if you can tell me what this is.
I say not only will Pat answer, I'll say he hung out with this guy backstage somehow.
You never know.
That's what I say.
I've lived a rich life.
That could be true.
Okay.
Okay, Pat, I want to tell me what this is.
Oh. Well, it's Joe Walsh.
That's not the answer. I said, what is it? What is the song?
I know.
Jace, I know you know.
I don't know.
We were talking about it off the air.
Yeah, I think
of course you know.
Yeah, I think I do know.
I only know contextually. This is the first time I've heard this.
Yeah, and it's pretty. It's pretty good.
It's great.
You know what it is, Pat?
No.
I'll play it again. I want you to listen carefully. This is sort of a math problem. I'll give you a hint.
It's got numbers in it. Yeah.
Well, no, that's not.
It's the 99 plus 5 or 7, 25 to 6 to 4.
25 or 6 to 4.
That's Chicago. Smack Tom. Smack Tom. It's time now to smack Tom.
He's all running his mouth again.
It's the James Gang, and it's the great Joe Walsh on guitar. It's Funk 48.
Oh.
48. You never hear about 48.
You never hear about 48.
You always hear this.
Funk 48.
Well, that's why we're here, Christy. We're trying to educate.
Is there a Funk 1 through 47?
There's going to be a broken electric wire.
It seems that
there's going to be a get the funk out.
It seems as though Christy's on my team now.
Is there a Mambo number
Christy.
6?
Okay, Smarty.
There's going to be. Did you hear about that?
What? I was kidding.
Lou Bega, or whatever his name is, says he's going to come out with Mambo number 6 when this is all over.
All right. He announced it on Twitter, and I tweeted him. I haven't gotten a response. I tweeted him, haven't we suffered enough?
How dare you?
I am a fan of that song.
I know you are. That's why I'm bringing it up.
I'm a fan of it also.
Yeah,
so Christy, now here we go. This is only for Christy. Ace, do not shout out the answer.
25 or 6 to 4.
You heard me off the air planning this.
1 is the longest number.
I did not.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Dialogue, part 1.
Why are we all screaming at each other?
Carnival number 9.
Because it's hard being the only one right in the room. Here we go, Christy. Now pay attention,
He
Christy.
believes that.
Pay attention. Here we go. Again, that's not the answer. What is the name of the song?
I'm thinking out loud.
Did she have a conversation?
No, you can't think out loud on Jeopardy. Well, it's a book title.
It's Rock and Roll Part 1.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Not as good. Not as good.
Well, the famous one.
Boy, when Joker blooms into Joker, and this is playing. It's pretty good.
That's effective.
That's the famous Rock and Roll Part 2. This is Rock and Roll Part 1.
He is around the bend.
Got the same drum thing kind of going.
Kind of.
Doesn't have the call responses.
That's got lyrics, huh?
Yeah, who would have thought that the one would be such a big smash?
How old's that boy?
I'm heading to Thailand.
Going to Bangkok.
Going to Thailand.
That was a fun exercise.
They'll accept me in Thailand.
How much for your son?
Something that's now been ruined by Josh.
I'll buy your nephew.
Just a kid.
Okay, let's try this now. Ready?
We have another one?
Got something new? Something new for you.
All right.
I got a feeling that any second now the track phone hotline is going to ring. But first, we have this.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
Oh, my God.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
The Banjo King.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
The Banjo King intro for Josh.
Banjo, banjo.
Isn't this nice?
We'll get to that later on.
Boy,
see, Funk 48, you see.
Yeah.
We're losing our minds,
That's
aren't
10
we?
minutes I'll never get
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I loved every second. I did.
Anytime you get to hear a little bit of just Joe Walsh doing something on a guitar, life is worth living. And if you don't believe that, I feel sorry for you. You live a sad, pathetic existence.
There
we go. It's the track phone hotline.
Hello, Bob and Tom show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Donnie, what's the matter?
I gotta apologize. I'm exhausted from the online Zoom date I had last night.
Oh, really?
Zoom dating, that's a thing?
Oh, I swear to God. Is it this fire-ass hot chick named Leslie?
Mm-hmm.
I met her on plentyoffish.gov. Well, I'll say it like this. Trying to date somebody over the computer is a little weird.
How come?
And it's a lot of typing. If I'd known how much typing it was going to take to get me laid nowadays, I'd have paid way more attention to Miss Elders back in high school typing class. But instead, I was too busy trying to, angle my desk to see up Marcy Radico's jean skirt. So now I still got chicken peck with both my disposable thumbs just to get a complete sentence. So last night I go on this Zoom date with Leslie, and first of all, I had to borrow Todd Boner's laptop computer.
Right.
Then had to turn it over and discard all the weed scraps from between the keys. Between the Pop-Tart crumbs and the stray pot shake, Boner had enough to roll 2 more blunts. I swear to God. So here's a tip for all you stoners out there. Dump your keyboard once a week. You might be surprised what you find.
Good point.
Save you a lot of money on Mrs. Dash. So, anyways, I'm distressed. Back to my online date. The best part of online dating over Zoom is neither of you got to wear pants on a date.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah.
And think about it. On a regular date, it takes a few rounds of margaritas to get them pants off.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's Patty Ferguson, it was 2 layers, so she's always rocking Spanx. It's twice the work, She'd be like, you sure you can get them by yourself? I'm like, duh, I've skinned a catfish before, Patty. So the point I was going to make, my favorite reason for doing the Zoom dating, you ain't got to pay for her drinks.
Oh.
I swear to God, guys, we found a loophole with this. And you also save on rubbers by online dating.
How come?
Okay. Well, think about it. On a regular date, she's there. She sees you take it out of the package. But now that we're supposed to keep things in the house, I can take advantage of every rubber having 2 sides.
God.
I swear to God. You laugh if you want, Christy, but rinse and repeat works better than just shampoo bottles.
If you're by yourself, you don't need to use a rubber.
Well, I'm quarantined. And think about,
Yeah, I don't think there's any reasoning.
I'm doing all my first dates over Zoom from now.
Yeah.
Saves me so much money. This way, I'll add it up. I'm only out the cost of my neighbor's Wi-Fi, which I'm pretty much sure I'm borrowing anyway. Last night's date did end with some fun, though.
Oh, really?
We ended up getting buzzed and playing this game I invented called Donnie Baker's Online Twister.
How does that work?
Well, I was like, let's give the wheel a spin. Okay, left leg behind your head. Okay, now right leg behind your head. Now start giggling for me.
Hang up. Hang up the phone.
Wait.
We got to go. Goodbye, Donnie.
I hope she was wearing pants.
I thought that whole thing started with her not wearing
I
pants.
know. That's what scared me.
If I heard correctly. Okay, now this next story involves a semi-friend of the show, kind of.
Oh, okay.
It's about a young man who went to high school where Christie's girls went.
This is a sports story. We'll have to wake Chick up.
Huh?
Hey, Chick, do you hear they're going to run the Belmont, and they're going to except
Wait a minute. What's happening?
They're not going to have
Belmont,
fans.
yeah.
But the horses' families get to be there. They don't have to wear tops because they're cutting
So
back
that's
on.
grandma, grandpa horse.
Oh, yeah.
This
proud
is
father, proud mother.
We have a lot of stupid world records. This
Go
one,
get him, honey.
This one to me is
Got her arms folded with her pocketbook.
Okay, sorry I brought it up. This record to me is a good one. I don't think it's stupid at all.
It's not time for it yet, though. I have these.
You're jumping ahead.
I have these stories all mapped out.
You have them in order,
depending on the color of the room, the mood.
Are you
in it.
I agree with you.
Are you suggesting that you proofread them?
Yes, I subscribe to the Pat Godwin theory. It's not my fault I'm bombing. It's the room.
Take the temperature. Know when to
Take
bomb.
the temperature, okay?
Okay, good. What do you got?
Bull riding.
Yep.
Could be the first professional sport to return with fans in the stands. PBR, Professional Bull Riders, announced a new competition that will culminate in South Dakota on July 10 to the 12th with live crowds. Organizers of the bull riding event say they'd provide face coverings to fans, space seats 4 to 6 feet apart.
Wait a minute. If you're a bull riding fan, you've already got a face covering. Just right. Take your bandana, pull it up. You're ready to go.
There you go.
I said, you darn right. I got to go down over to Coal City and get fresh horses. That's where we get it. The event will take place in the 12,000-seat Sanford Denny Premier Center in Sioux Falls. And gets right back up. But tickets will be offered for only 35% of seats. Other sports, such as golf and NASCAR, are tentatively resuming, but without spectators. And, of course, the Belmont is also
right. Now, will there be spectators there?
Nope, just the horse's family.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
I can't stand that he likes that joke so much.
How did they get him in the stand?
Mildly amusing.
They walk on their hind legs and they go to their seats.
Am I allowed to bet on my own grandson?
Can I bet on my grandson?
Oh, so the horses talk.
And a 90-year-old.
Oh, yes. It's a whole thing.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Bye.
A 90-year-old grandmother in Japan has earned the Guinness World Record title for oldest gaming YouTuber. Oh, I guess this is a stupid world record.
90, huh?
Hamako Mori first became interested in video games 39 years ago when she saw her children playing them. Something called Pong.
It's a brand new thing. You know, I was there when they invented tag.
Yeah, right?
I played tag back in '04. Beat you back to the cave.
I thought life would be more fun if I knew how to play it, so I started playing. She now posts of herself playing games on her YouTube channel, which currently has 150,000 subscribers.
Good for her.
She said, after living this long, I feel more than ever that playing games for this long is the right choice. I'm truly enjoying my life. It's Rosie.
I have become the guy I swore I would never become, which is when we had a Nintendo, my grandpa or whatever would try to play, and he couldn't work the controller. And I'd go, what the hell? How could this guy not know?
Yeah.
Now when my nephew or something hands me a controller, I have no idea.
Yep, hit the X.
You become that guy.
Yes.
The
I
pyramid.
can't believe it. I can't control this.
What game does Granny play?
Grandma, the 90-year-old grandmother, her favorite game is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Are you serious?
Oh, hey.
She says, I like it the best because it has age restrictions, so children can't play it.
Well, that's nice. Grandma just rolled over a prostitute and ran over her pimp.
Yeah, good for her.
That's Grand Theft Auto. That's right. Stupid.
Does she talk trash?
I'm sure she does.
I've got a Werther original for you because you suck.
She's not very good, honestly. She
Really?
only does about 45 in the fast lane with her blinker on, though.
And if I wanted to lose her on my team, if I wanted to lose her on my team, I'd ask Woodrow Wilson to play Call of Duty. What a pansy.
Judy Wilson. A University of North Carolina distance running coach has unofficially set the world record for fastest time to run a mile while dribbling a ball.
This is a badass.
Despite not having picked up a basketball in a year, Dylan Sorchin was inspired by the Michael Jordan docuseries The Last Dance to attempt the record
Hadn't heard of it.
for his 30th birthday. He beat the official record of 5:29 with a time of 4:37.
Crazy.
While wearing Jordan's number 23 Carolina blue jersey.
So he's running a sub 5-minute mile by a lot
That's
and
insane.
dribbling a basketball.
Sorensen said there's a lot of hoops to jump through to be recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Sure, I bet.
So he's working on it. There you go.
All right.
That's an awesome record.
And we know Dylan, and we know Daddy Dylan, or Daddy Sorensen.
And he went to the same high school your girls went to.
Cool.
Yep, sure did.
Fastest mile
Way to
you
go,
ever ran,
Dylan.
Tom?
I never did the mile.
Oh, you didn't have to?
No.
Oh.
They made us run a mile in football, and the lineman had to be under 6, and I think I ran 5:59, 59.
Wow.
Whoa, that's
bad.
pretty fast.
But I was 18, so yeah.
I couldn't run a mile in 10 minutes.
Oh, dude, I think the fastest mile, I was 8:35, and I was so proud of myself.
And there were these
She was dropped out of a plane.
these genetic freaks on the team, you know. Well, I was just 2 seconds off the state record. All right.
running, what did he run, a 4:30 or
Yeah,
something?
something, yeah.
While dribbling a basketball. That's badass. Good for you, Dylan.
That's an amazing mile without having to dribble.
Yeah, that's strong.
Yeah.
So good. See, that's kind of a cool record as opposed to some of the really stupid ones where you make a
grandma game
pad out of shaving foam and Well, the grandma lady's kind of cool.
Set it on your head.
I
and
think
try
I
to
did.
catch
I ran a mile from the cops. It was probably under 6 minutes, holding 2 40s of Miller High Life.
Is that right?
Through the woods yet.
Oh. Through the woods yet.
Didn't spill a drop.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Now, coming up, do you have, is that, by the way, did we complete
That is sports. That is all done all through. That's a good sport.
That was a good run.
Thank you very much. Coming up, Christy, you want to give me the teaser?
Yes, we have the governor of Mississippi doing the graduation. Virtual graduations are big right now, and he does a shout out for a family that has a really unusual name.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
And how about Dr. Fauci underpants? Don't you want a pair of those?
Heck yeah.
Underpants? Fauci underwear?
Uh-huh.
For men?
He's become
Maybe not.
a sex symbol.
I think it's for women.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
Well, would you wear Dr. Fauci underpants if you were a
Fauci's
guy?
hot.
I invented Fauci Band-Aids. They're called Fauci for ouchies. Yeah.
Boy. Ooh.
They're real cute. Real cute.
Yeah.
Not a funny joke, a cute one.
Let me tell you about orangeinsoles.com. Can I do that? Can I get in here?
Anything.
You know, Josh Arnold is sitting, spewing comments just like that at the orangeinsoles.com sidekick desk.
Shouldn't I be doing this?
Well, we just thought that if you deliver this the way you delivered your hilarious riff
Fauci,
on
so
Dr.
many things
Fauci,
are out of
maybe
control.
we should have Chick do it.
Your health and your fitness are up to you. Take this as an opportunity to work on a better, healthier you now.
Well, now talk about Orange Insoles. Josh,
Orangeinsoles.com.
I know you got them.
I don't have the
now.
copy.
Just put one foot in front of the other with your Orange Insoles.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
You have sore feet due to plantar fasciitis, back or knee pain, my neck, my back, my neck and my back, poor weight distribution, hip pain due to improper alignment in your gait. There it is.
As
right
you can
there.
see, I don't need copy. I actually have been wearing
Yes.
Orange
Of course,
Insoles.
but you don't
Right
have
in
to.
there.
Oh my God!
Now the
years.
smell. I'm glad I'm
No,
in
they don't
here.
smell. My feet don't smell. And
Just like an orange.
If you're walking your dog a lot, like I am these days, and you're noticing,
yeah,
wait a minute,
that's true.
my feet are. Yeah, it's everything from the bottom up. Orange insoles, it works.
Orange
whatever kind of
insoles.
shoes you've got, work boots,
Yes.
tennis shoes, whatever.
I used to get a lot of lower back pain after mowing the lawn. No longer.
No longer. And
So what,
Orange
you hired a guy to
Insoles.
mow it for you?
No,
.com has the 60-day we want you to be happy guarantee. Orange Insoles with you every step of the way. That's orangeinsoles.com.
Thanks for chiming in there at the end.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
From the
Appreciate it.
from the soon to be something else sidekick.
I have got to
hope
get to the
not.
Belmont this year. I just have to.
Yeah.
wanna
I'm
see
going
the
to say
horses'
I'm
families?
related to one of the horses.
Hey, you and I can dress up in one of those two-man horse costumes.
That's exactly right. Yep.
You're gonna flip for who gets the back.
I'll take the back. I ain't proud.
Okay.
That's the funnier part anyway.
All right.
People have been calling me that for years. So, hey, you horse's ass, stuff like that.
Okay. When we come back, we have Dr. Fauci in the news, and
We'll finally get to our profanity in film, too.
Oh, okay.
and a great senior prank. Finally, even with the Corona thing, at least we can still have a good senior prank.
In
up
any
next.
age, great senior.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Want to share something? Send us an email. BobandTom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of
Loads of curvy cleavage on display.
the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Don't touch those.
Sorry. The human drama of
Loads of curvy cleavage on display.
this is
The Bob and Tom Show. No shoes, no shirt, no tie.
Rolling through a Wednesday hump day, everybody. May 20th, 2020. Mo Mandel, Dan Cummins on the way via Zoom right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. And we'll have those two comedians coming up right after this on Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison from the CrazyCockWine.com news and sports desk. Some NFL training facilities are reopening. Many are prohibited by government restrictions during the coronavirus pandemic. Commissioner Roger Goodell gave the 32 clubs the go-ahead for limited reopenings as long as state and local municipalities allow them. Coaching staffs and all players, except those undergoing injury rehab, are barred from the facilities in the first phase of the league's plan. Changes designed to enhance opportunities for minorities to get executive head coaching and coordinator positions were passed by NFL owners. They include addendums to the Rooney Rule, which have fallen short in its goal of increasing diversity in the league. All clubs will now be required to interview at least 2 minority candidates from outside the organization for upcoming head coach vacancies. The Utah Jazz say forward Bojan Bogdanovic underwent surgery to repair a ruptured ligament in his right wrist. The procedure performed Tuesday in New York City. Bogdanovic averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in his first season with the Jazz. He signed a 4-year, $73 million contract with Utah last summer after playing with the Indiana Pacers. And the Washington Nationals will unveil their World Series championship rings during a virtual ceremony shown on television and online Sunday, an unprecedented approach brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. Teams typically unveil their title rings at a home stadium packed with fans. Hopefully someday soon we'll see that again. That's a quick look at your sports update. I'm Mark Allison. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Now, your mom had a CD. Did she have a base station or was it in the car?
Yes. And every time somebody'd say anything back to her, she'd go,
Did she have a handle?
I can't really remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What was your handle?
Black leather.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was.
You think I just said that, not knowing we were going down the road to black leather?
I knew we'd end up right where we are.
You think I asked that not knowing where the banjo came from?
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Augie Smith. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Let us all raise our glasses to the pancreas. It has never been an organ of distinction, though it functions day by day in a most convenient way. It has never had the glory that the liver gets. Hey, it hasn't.
The pancreas? This song is about the pancreas?
Pancreas. My baby does a hanky pancreas. Okay. Let us all raise our glasses to the pancreas. Just secreting alkaline digestive juices into the intestine just to neutralize the stomach acid that could be remaining on the food. Hey, pancreas. Hey, pancreas. You are my favorite organ. Hey, pancreas. Hey, pancreas. I can't think of anything that rhymes with organ. Let's all raise our glasses to the pancreas. It has never been an organ of distinction, though it functions day by day in a most convenient way. It has never had the glory that the liver gets. Hey, pancreas. Hey, pancreas. Have a nice day.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
The Detroit Pistons, former champs of basketball. I have so many souvenirs, it's hard to list them all. I have piston pants, I have piston shorts. I have piston beer mugs. Sometimes people don't even notice. I have piston ashtrays. I have piston shoes. I have piston basketballs when I dribble.
747. It's a big plane at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
How about you? Why don't you go back to that?
How about you, baby? My head hurts on that
You
one.
are in quite a mood today.
Oh, man, those horses at Belmont and their families just put me away.
Killing them.
I don't
Can't
know why.
stand it.
I can't stand it.
Christy, can you update the weather for us, please?
It's not that great. Cloudy today, tonight, and tomorrow, but mild. High today 68, high tomorrow 70. We're holding at 54.
In honor of the carb day that won't be happening. It'll be a perfect day.
I need a picture of
We're doing a virtual carb day thing here.
Hold the pocketbook wearing a hat.
Limited amount of time. Now just be quiet now. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Hey, instead of doing a regular Forever show, why don't you just talk about your joke about the horses at Belmont again? See if anybody else thinks it's
See,
funny.
they're not. No crowds allowed at the Belmont, but the horses are there, and the horses' families can attend.
How about a family of horses at a NASCAR race, and one looks at the other and goes, "Man, these things are fast."
There you go.
That's closer to a joke.
Oh, speaking of NASCAR, happy
a
birthday
horse.
to our friend Tony Stewart. His birthday's today.
All right, Tony.
Yeah.
Now, let's see, where were we? This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is the 20th of May, 2020. Semi-quarantinedville, wherever you live, check local listings. We're doing okay. Let's see now. There's Ace, our engineer. Chick McGee's across the way, of course, at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. It's still the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair, although after what happened a few minutes ago, that's probably tentative at best.
Well, I always wondered about that, too. Why he wasn't reading the copy for the thing that sponsors it.
We've got a meeting today. We'll address it.
There's lots of stuff going on that you wonder what's going on.
Two words, Christy.
Yeah?
Show prep.
I Googled horse with a purse, and the queen came up. Hold her pocketbook. I don't think that's nice.
Could we move on here?
That's
Okay.
not nice.
There's Christy in the next room. It's the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. And this is Tom speaking. Welcome back to the show. We have some requests coming up. But Christy, I don't know if you know this, but I just got the audio from Mississippi.
Yeah.
From this story about, because obviously with graduations right now, it's just sucks for everybody because you can't.
I have one of these coming up, and I don't know how it really works. Are you supposed to just turn it on and?
I guess it's virtual, and it depends where you are. And I was thinking, where's the place where they took some major racetrack and they put people, 50 feet apart.
Oh,
and then some people drove by, and that was a smart idea.
That's kind of fun.
Well, they're supposed to do ours in July at the football stadium.
Some huge racetrack.
Huh.
Oh, thank you. Phoenix Motor Speedway, I've just been told.
there you go.
Okay, cool.
That's a cool idea. Everybody gets in cars and gets to drive by and get their diploma. That was a smart idea. Anyway, in Mississippi, the governor apparently, and I like the responses, but I have, if you want to do the story, I do have the audio.
This was a kind of a senior prank, which we have not heard many stories of this year, obviously. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves was given a name to read during an online graduation ceremony, and he read it out loud, just like Anchorman. Hand it to me, I'll read it. Go.
And I think there's a couple before the one in question.
Okay.
And this is a pretty rough recording, but if you listen carefully, you'll hear what the governor read. Here we go.
Singing, Gavin Christopher Davis, Grayson Doss, Harry Ascrack.
Harry
Ascrack. Yes, it's spelled A-Z-C-R-A-C.
Harry Ascrack.
This was a Facebook live stream Sunday. Viewers heard him, as you just did, rattle off the name amid the other graduates. The governor later tweeted, Harry's submitter has a bright future as a Simpsons writer. In 10 minutes.
Sir,
Yeah, we'll be honoring more graduates on Facebook Live, maybe even Ben, the pride of the Dover family.
So he gets it.
Jumps into it.
Funny.
Yeah.
Harry Ascrack. I have a feeling that Dick Hitswater will be sitting in for him sometime soon.
I'm sure.
Unless it's, what if it really was some poor kid's name?
I think he would go by Harold.
He would, no way.
The bullying would just...
Yeah.
It's 3:15. Time for your beating.
The governor's picking on you. Hairy ass crack. Okay, next. What else you got, Christy?
Well, if you're part of the Dr. Fauci fan club, you're going to need a pair of these, ladies.
The Band-Aids that I invented?
Not the Band-Aids.
Oh.
Now you can pick up
Fauci for ouchies?
Wow. Why don't you guys go maybe see if you can fit that non-joke in with the Belmont thing?
No, you mean your stupid Sports Illustrated swimsuit non-joke.
I like all of them.
Try that again.
Sports Illustrated, once again, they're going to have to fire some people because there's nothing going on.
Financial cutbacks, aren't
Financial cutbacks, and I'm just saying, I heard that for the famous swimsuit edition, they don't have enough funding, so the women are just going to wear bottoms.
Yeah.
You see, so they'll be
least cost
now you'd prefer it if they just wore tops, I understand.
You got me.
Once again, when we had the mermaid discussion, you wanted a half woman, half fish, but you wanted her a woman.
What does that have to do with
from the waist down?
We were talking about Dr. Fauci.
Okay, sorry.
Fauci underwear. Fauci.
Ladies, you can buy women's underwear now with Dr. Fauci's name emblazoned across the crotch. LA-based clothing designer Canova is honoring Dr. Anthony Fauci along with other notable figures that have emerged during the pandemic by printing their names on black briefs and bikinis.
That's because when you hear what Dr. Fauci says, you crap your pants.
It was launched in late April. Each pair costs $22 online. Ooh, pricey.
You gonna get some, Christy?
Nah, not a fan.
I don't think.
I don't like anything written on my underwear.
Like Juicy or something?
No, or the day of the week. Well, those are worthless right now, aren't they?
or
like
this side up.
Exit only? Yeah, I don't need any of
If
that.
you read this, you're too close. How about that?
Yeah. I think that's gonna discourage a man if he takes a visit down there. Oh, well. Dr. Fauci, how are you? How are you, sir?
How about this?
What do you mean if he takes a visit down there? What the hell's that supposed to mean?
I'm going to take a visit down there. You mind?
It smells a little Fauci down there.
What do you think? You're going to the lake? What the hell?
Fauci does
take a visit down there.
Fauci does sound filthy, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got her in the back seat. There was Fauci time.
Oh, boy.
Fauci time.
Talk about needing hand sanitizer.
Fauci time.
I had to sanitize my elbow.
Need to wash my face, huh?
Are the Fauci underpants? Do they have any kind
time.
I don't see you enjoying
special
that process
filter
very much.
No, they don't have a filter. What do they need a filter for?
Didn't Dr. Fauci say that flatulence spreads corona?
Oh, my God.
You don't see Tom enjoying that process, do you?
What? Which process? Any of it?
Dining out, as it were?
Yeah,
no.
Having a visit down there, as he put it. Yeah, I don't see that.
A gentleman would never discuss such things.
I see him mumbling about not wanting to do it as he's trying to do it.
I'd rather not be doing it.
Well, he couldn't talk. That's why.
I don't know what the problem is. This is entirely disgusting. I don't. I'll do it. No,
I'll have
I'll
you know
do
it sounds like a tobacco auction.
Well, let's make this quick. I've got a
Hey,
phone
bit
call.
about soul.
We got to make this quick. Willie's calling.
Dogs have to go out.
Come on, woman.
Give me the teaser, Christy.
We have bumper tables coming up, and we still have to get to profanity and film. And we have another Zoom story. This time it has to do with a jury trial.
And of course, we have our new feature with Josh.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king. Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
I don't hear a banjo.
Banjo King,
Yeah, I don't either.
banjo king.
Nice harmony.
Banjo King, a banjo.
Well, maybe we'll have to add a banjo now.
The emails are flooding in for, they want to hear more Fauci for ouchies. People are just thrilled.
What about
Joke of the year, they're saying.
No, horse family, the Belmont joke of the year.
Oh, my God.
Well, you'd vote for swimsuit edition, wouldn't you? And half price off at the Sports Illustrated company.
Did Mr. Ed wear a hat? He wore a hat.
On
didn't he?
occasion.
Yeah. See?
He doesn't know the name of any of our kids,
No.
but he knows Mr. Ed wore a hat.
Of course.
Fine show. Fine show. We got this new one, by the way.
Chick McGee, a chicky, Chick McGee. Chick McGee, a chicky, Chick McGee.
Isn't that nice? Oh, yeah, it's all coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call, fax, mail, or email. Get all the contact information you need at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello, you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. This has been Chick McGee speaking.
Hey, everybody, staying at home sucks. We know that, but maybe you could improve your life by treating yourself to a VIP membership at bobandtom.com. It gives you full access, and what does that involve? The Bob and Tom archives, the album library, listening to the Bob and Tom Show commercial-free and on-demand with our daily podcast. Plus, you can tune in to the live 7-camera video stream of the show each and every morning. Jeff Oskey taking care of that. If you want more information, check it out now, bobandtom.com/VIP.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Rapidly rising water has overtaken dams and forced the evacuation of about 10,000 people in central Michigan. Michigan's governor says among the threatened area is downtown Midland, which could be under approximately 9 feet of water by today. That's about 100 miles from Detroit. A federal judge in Virginia has ruled that a salvage firm can retrieve the Marconi wireless telegraph machine that broadcast distress calls from the sinking Titanic. In an order released yesterday, U.S. District Judge Rebecca Beach Smith agreed the telegraph is historically and culturally important and could soon be lost with the rapidly decaying wreck site. Smith is the maritime jurist who presides over Titanic salvage matters from a federal court in Norfolk. Her ruling modifies a previous judge's order from 2000 that forbids cutting into the shipwreck or detaching any part of it. And the Maseratis, Rolls-Royces, and Mercedes back on Rodeo Drive yesterday. America's most fashionable shopping street slowly is getting back to business. Just a few days after Beverly Hills officials announced the high-end boutiques lining its most exclusive street could reopen for curbside pickup, shoppers began tentatively making their way onto its wide sidewalks and narrow roadway. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Your daughters are going to be hip deep in the spelling bee.
I'll be dead by then. I'll be playing banjo with Josh's dad.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'll put it in my will.
And just like that, you totally redeem yourself.
Put it in my will. If any of our kids want to learn to be great spellers, they don't get any money.
Tom looking down going, look at this. My daughter's in the spelling bee. My dad going, you don't want to see what my boy's doing.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Bob.
And this is Tom. And this is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedy on your computer all day and all night.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I love those funny video shows, I just can't get enough. The cavalcade of concussions, boy, that's funny stuff. They're tripping in Poughkeepsie, they're slipping in Des Moines, but the ones that win $10,000 are all trauma to the groin. A trauma to the groin, boys, trauma to the groin. And nothing's quite as funny as a trauma to the groin. There is no wit more pretty, there is no joke divine, or limerick delicious as a trauma to the groin. Now Jacob was a small boy in a t-ball league, and his father stood behind him, coaching to succeed. The boy, he swung with all his might. You should have seen Dad's face when the bat connected between first and second base. Oh, trauma to the groin, boys, trauma to the groin. Nothing's quite as funny as a trauma to the groin. There is no wit more pretty, there is no joke divine, or limerick delicious as a trauma to the groin. We wanted to collect the check from those video fools, so we taught our 3-year-old the running headbutt to the jewels. Too bad we left the lens cap on the camera by mistake, 'cause Grandpa weren't too happy about the second take. Oh, trauma to the groin, boys, trauma to the groin. Nothing's quite as funny as a trauma to the groin. There is no wit more pretty, there is no joke divine, or limerick delicious as a trauma to the groin. One day while in the garden,
I stepped up.
At 8:02 at Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Scatter, thunder showers, boom, boom, boom. Don't blame it on the car X, man.
No, we
Christy.
don't have those. It's just cloudy skies today.
Oh, really?
RX,
No
man.
rain?
No rain. It'll be
cloudy.
dry. Just cloudy. High 68.
Cloudy.
It's shady at my house because the grass is so high you can't see the building. This portion of the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by
Westgate, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
They can't do it. Nobody.
Hey, how about that Beat It or Cash It event going on right now at Westgate? If Westgate can't beat the new vehicle deal you'll get at any local Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram dealer, they're going to give you $2,500. You heard me. Come out to Westgate. You have nothing to lose, so much to gain, because if Westgate doesn't give you the best deal on a new 2019 or 2020 Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, they'll hand you $2,500.
Wow.
See for yourself. It's the Beat It or Cash It event going on right now. Get the lowest price or be on your way to the bank with 25 buckaroos. Don't miss out on the Beat It or Cash It event at Westgate. They're just off Highway 40 next to Coles and Plainfield, or you'll find them online at westgateauto.com.
Thank you very much, Christy.
You're welcome.
Oh, do what I say.
Are you okay?
Thank you.
God, I take my eye off you for 10 seconds, and what are you doing?
I'm fine. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. This is Tom speaking. I'm fine. Feeling good. Ace Cosby's our engineer.
Hey.
I look over there, and I see Josh Arnold at the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair.
Hello.
And he's still there. Okay.
Still there.
Yes. Yeah.
We've polished off sports at the crazycockwine.com sports desk, and Christy Lee is in the next room.
Yes, sir.
Socially distanced behind the glass, the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Right.
I would suspect that the track phone hotline might be ringing fairly soon. We're going to talk with comedian Mo Mandel shortly and comedian Dan Cummins.
Oh, he had a birthday recently, I think. Like a couple days ago.
He did.
I think.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
I love Dan. He's very funny.
Me too.
Remember where he's from?
Idaho.
Riggins, Idaho.
Yeah.
Is it Riggins?
I think
it is.
It's like a tiny town, yeah. So we'll see what's going on with Dan Cummins.
He's quite hairy. I saw him on Instagram, I think.
He's
yeah.
a hairy man.
Oh, okay.
Because of the quarantine and stuff. Yeah, he's grown a full beard and he's. Yeah.
In the meantime, we have Christy Lee with something from the news desk. Are we going to finally get to this cursing thing?
Yes, we are. Actor Jonah Hill said he's humbled by the news that he has cursed on film more than any other actor.
Wow, that would not have been my guess.
Who would you have guessed?
Joe Pesci? Anybody? Well, Hill was in a couple of those Scorsese.
De Niro, I would get De Niro. Yeah, Pacino, based on the
I would think Scarface alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Leonardo DiCaprio came in second.
Sure, Wolf of Wall Street and all that.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street is like the number one, I think. Jonah Hill swore most out of any actor, 376 curse words throughout his film career. Leonardo DiCaprio came in second with 361, and Samuel L. Jackson finished in third place, Ace, with 301.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have been way up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The characters that...
We should point out the reason you mentioned Ace, and perhaps we should do a redo of the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
Is that right?
Same joke?
It involves, yes, it involves this particular thing.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson was sitting at the dinner table with his young 10-month-old.
Uh-huh.
The kid was trying to talk. Mother. Samuel jumps up and says, honey, our son said half a word.
I like it.
As a mother.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
According to the analysis of over 3,500 movie scripts by Buzz Bingo, Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street topped the list of foul-mouthed films with a total of 715 curse words.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Do you want to know the character that swore the most in movies?
Yeah, it's got to be Scarface.
Nope.
Who is it?
Scarface isn't even in the top 5.
Son of a gun.
Jordan in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Followed by Howard in Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Nikki in Casino.
There you go. Yeah, that's Joe Pesci.
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Okay.
And Ordell in Jackie Brown.
Okay. That's
So there you
Samuel L.
go.
Jackson.
Okay, fascinating. How did Bambi do?
Bambi?
Yeah.
Come in. No.
Which one of you mother killed my mother?
Mama.
Well, it sounds like some of these guys
Heavy editing.
they need a swear jar on the set.
Yeah. And maybe a little less improv. Improv tends to lead to unnecessary cursing because people just they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So the most swearing, though, was Jonah Hill. That really is.
Jonah Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
Which movie is the one where he really lets loose?
Wolf of Wall Street, probably also This Is the End, and...
Wait, am I here?
That's a dang banjo we're
I'm hearing a banjo.
Hey, now.
Little surprise.
Now, is that a 4-string or a 5-string?
About time.
That's a fiver.
All right.
Love it.
Now, we got to explain that we've got kind of a banjo thing going on the show because, once again, Josh now is a banjo owner.
Yeah.
And that came about because...
Well, my dad passed away and left some things, and so I took the banjo.
Nice. And we have a new little intro feature now.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king. Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
Banjo King.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
There you go. Thank you.
Banjo King.
All right.
Oh, we got that.
Heard it. Now I can't help but notice that in the next room over there behind our friend Pat Godwin, there's someone with a banjo.
That would be Dean.
Not just someone, Tom. It's Dean.
Hi,
Your
Dean.
producer,
Yeah,
who you see
Dean.
every day.
Oh, he's in that same. He
Remember
moved.
we met 32 years ago? You remember?
Okay, I
You remember that?
Sure. So this is a
He's a
new
talented
song. What is this
musician.
song? What is this?
Oh, this is called Josh Got a Banjo.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, I think you're going to like it. Dean, start us off, won't you?
Never had a lesson.
Josh got a banjo on the day his daddy died. He can't bear to play it. Heaven knows he tried. Every time he tries to practice, he foggy mountain breaks down and cries. Josh got a banjo on the day his daddy died. Woo! Right there in the will it said, banjo to Josh. He didn't get the car or the Macintosh. He would have preferred his father's freezer full of Tombstone pizza pie. Woo! Josh got a banjo on the day his daddy died. It just sits in the case. Josh says it's too heavy, both figurative and literally. He would have rather got the Chevy. But Josh got a banjo and he can't play a lick. He should learn some Sean Morey and piss off chick. Thinks the Orange Blossom Special is something that is fried. Josh got a banjo on the day his daddy died. Hey, Josh got a banjo on the day his daddy died.
Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king. Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king. Banjo King, a banjo, banjo king.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
A little tribute.
Good job, guys.
And Taylor, it actually.
Tom, a banjo's awesome. Everybody knows that, but it'd be better than just a banjo.
What?
What if you had two banjos?
Oh, my goodness.
Holy heck.
What?
Wait a minute, what's happening
and
here?
this one hadn't even been tuned, so this was really good.
Wow.
Let's just do the chorus. What do you say? Josh got a banjo on the day his daddy died.
That wasn't bad.
My God, that was beautiful.
That was almost dueling
Yes.
banjos.
It's getting less and less more painful to hear, too, for me emotionally.
That's the thing, Josh. If you take away one thing today, here's what I want you to learn.
Yeah.
The banjo is not nearly as bad as it sounds.
Oh, that was nice. Thank you very much. And now you recommended a Sean Morey banjo song.
Son of a.
But I actually.
He didn't really recommend it.
No,
referenced.
No, he talked about it.
Yeah, well, I thought instead of that, why don't we tie this right in? Sean Morey has a famous piece about cursing.
Oh, he does.
And
Right.
we were talking about cursing in the movie, so this fits right in. Here we go.
Joining us in the studio, professional comedian Sean Morey is here with us. Sean, nice to see you.
I get annoyed by certain things, little things. People who use the word friggin'.
Friggin'?
What the hell is that? Make a stand. Either say the F word or say golly gosh darn. What does friggin' mean anyway? I'm almost mad enough to cuss. Don't push me. I'll say friggin'. I don't give a shooby dooby. funny word the other day. Cripes.
Cripes?
Some guy said, for cripe's sake. Who would that be? Jesus Cripes? The son of Gosh? Of the Church of Holy Moly. I'm not making fun of it.
Gosh.
I don't want to go to heck.
Bravo.
I believe in Jesus Christ and his mother, Jeez Louise. And all the disciples. Golly gee, willikers, goody goody gumdrops, gee whiz, holy cow, by gum and sweet patootie. There's too much obscenity, really.
What do you mean now?
How about these kids you see wearing obscene T-shirts out in public?
Mm-hmm.
I see a guy who's wearing a shirt that says "Shut up, bitch." Mm-hmm. What's he trying to prove? That his mother didn't dress him? Oh, Bobby, wear your "Shut up, bitch" T-shirt today. You look so cute in that. I don't want to. Oh, come on, wear your "Blow Me" shirt. I mean, when I was a teenager, we wore T-shirts that said "Make love, not war."
Right.
Now they say "Eat crap and die." I don't think they're setting their goals high enough.
I'll bet it wasn't really crap, was it?
Said something else in that shirt, didn't it?
I'm walking with my grandmother. A guy walks by with a T-shirt that says, "Eat me raw." I'm like, Grandma, I'm really sorry you had to see that. She said, "Oh, screw him." Wasn't screw either.
Was it frig?
No, she made a stand.
She took a stand.
Sean Morey, the absolute classic, cursing and obscenity. Thank you very much, Sean. And in honor of a new publication that is, they've managed to figure out who did the most cursing in various movies. And the most curses, once again, are in the film
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wow, okay. Well, and Jonah Hill, the most cursing of any.
Yeah.
That is really a surprise. I never would have guessed that. But when we come back, we'll have another banjo tribute.
Oh, really?
Maybe not.
I saw Dean leave.
Okay. Wow.
Why did they call that dueling banjos when one of them is a guitar?
I've always wondered that, too.
That's true.
Is that the name of the song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Dueling banjos.
Okay.
And then there's Dueling Banjos 48, which less popular.
Then Dueling Banjos 49. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Oh, missed a birthday yesterday.
Who?
Nicole Brown Simpson.
Oh, God.
Yeah, OJ wrote her a card. It said, "If I wished her a happy birthday."
Oh,
Yeah.
What's the matter, Tom? We were sailing along too
Having a
nicely.
good time.
Everybody was laughing about
Talking about
everybody laughing about
banjos.
silly stuff with horses holding pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
didn't like that
I'm
part?
sorry. I forgot OJ killed her. Now, coming up, we have what would you do if you found $1 million on the road?
I'd give it
Yeah,
to somebody and
this
have you shipped out of the
story-
country is what I'd do.
This story is so bizarre.
Yeah, we'll find out what it's about coming up. I want to remind you that Napa
Yes.
is out there. They care about all these communities across America that they are part of, and that's why Napa is doing its best to help serve every driver. Check out Napa Auto Parts stores or Napa Auto Care Centers. Let them do the work. Or just go to NapaOnline.com and get what you need sent right to your house. Whether you're headed to the store or on your way to work, you are essential. Just trying to get home safely is a big part of it, and we want to make sure that your car and your truck is running just fine. Napa is here to provide quality parts and superior service to everyone on the road. They've got what we call Napa know-how. Napa Auto Parts stores, Auto Care Centers, and at Napa Online. Get yourself some Napa know-how. Also, when we come back, how would you like to have your own Picasso, an actual painting by the man himself? You can maybe get one, and it won't cost you too much.
Yeah.
We'll tell you how next. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
On the way on a Wednesday, comedian Dan Cummins via Zoom coming up right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. And we'll be back with more of the show right after this.
Hi, Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Not many grads can say they had Beyonce, a former president, and a former first lady all speak at their commencement. But this year, a lot of students will be able to boast. YouTube says Beyonce, along with Barack and Michelle Obama, will speak at the June 6th virtual event. Others invited to participate in Dear Class of 2020 will be Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lopez, Lady Gaga, and others. Queen Latifah getting a new TV series. CBS says The Equalizer will be added to their fall lineup. It's a remake of the 1980s series that starred Edward Woodward and will air Sunday nights. Most of the other shows that were on CBS last year will return. And speaking of CBS, it had no news to feed its East and Midwest viewers due to a technical glitch. The problem meant the two time zones missed last night's broadcast of the CBS Evening News. The Norah O'Donnell newscast originates in Washington. With the New York control room shut down by the coronavirus outbreak, it was up to the Washington control room to feed it. When it failed, there was no backup. Instead of the O'Donnell newscast, local stations in the East and Midwest got a feed of the CBSN streaming service. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show is on the way.
Hi, this is Bobcat Goldthwait, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I remember way back when I was just a boy going places with my mom and dad. It used to scare me to death how Mama used to act after 6 or 7 beers she's had. We were sitting at a table when Mama got disabled, all the liquor running to her head. And soon I got to choking. Daddy wasn't joking when he grabbed me by the arm and said, "Don't look now, Mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town." Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. Yeah. When Mama gets to drinking, there ain't much thinking. There's nothing anybody can do. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. Well, we got her in a truck and we started driving home, and Mama said she had to go. Daddy pulled it over, we were standing on the shoulder while Mom was putting on a show. Well, he started up the truck and Mama stood up with her pants still around her knees. When we heard Mama holler, "If you give me $1, well, I'll let you take a peek at these." Don't look now, Mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town. Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. When Mama gets to drinking, there ain't much thinking. There's nothing anybody can do. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. Oh, yeah.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
My mom doesn't like it when I drink. She's always like, "Michael, I hate it when you drink. You always become somebody else." I'm like, "Mom, that's why I do it."
Yeah, we laughed. Yeah, we all agree. What's your drink of choice?
My drink of choice, I like Guinness. I like Guinness.
Really?
I don't know if
that's all right.
That's good.
Christy, you're nodding. You approve?
Yeah, I was expecting something sweet.
Oh, Bob.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't seem like a beer drinker.
Yeah.
He looks more like a Mai Tai drinker to me.
My mom's Irish, so I always feel like
okay.
Like growing up, it was weird because she's Irish Catholic, so she's like super Catholic, you know. And whenever we did something wrong, she'd like go off. She'd be like, "Who broke the fishbowl? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph."
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, my brother be like, "Wow, we should go tell her it was us." I'd be like, "No, we're not even one of the top 3 suspects. We're not even in the lineup. We're Catholic. Jesus died for our sins. He won't mind taking the heat on a fishbowl."
Got a new football song.
I'm sorry?
Football song. We saw your scores on the SATs. We know you're gonna score a ton of TDs. And we know you never made A's and B's. And ain't real sure you know your ABCs. But welcome, son, to FSU football.
Hey! We did.
He's a good kid. We got a big booster club and a bunch of trustees. Wanted us to hand you these new car keys. We ain't expecting any PhDs. We know you'll probably take about 30 PEs, but welcome.
Hi, 821 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy today, tonight, and tomorrow. High today 68. Tomorrow down to 54 and then 70 on Thursday. We have 54 degrees.
Thank you very much. I'm continuing homeschooling with Alexa.
Are you?
Trying to train Alexa. I've tried to make this very clear. Alexa, you
Give
just
her treats.
You just say, play the Bob and Tom Show on Q95 on iHeartRadio, please. Alexa, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. It's great to be here. Coming up, we're going to hook up with comedian Mo Mandel. We have Chick McGee across the way. I can see him from here.
That sounds like a musical instrument, doesn't it?
What's
Mo
that?
Mandel?
Sure. The Mando.
Sounds like a tiny little mandolin. The Mandel.
We'll see if that works.
Back to you.
There's the man over there at the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair. It's Josh Arnold. That's Christy Lee. You can see her at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. This is Tom speaking. Chicks, of course, over there. We reviewed that. Oh, there's Pat Godwin again. Thank you very much, Pat.
Hello.
And Ace Cosby is over there, and we are doing the electronic hookup, the so-called Zoom that has become a part of contemporary culture as we hook up with comedian Mo Mandel. We'll see what's going on with Mo. Oh, is Mo there? I can see him. Can you hear us, Mo?
Hey, what's up?
There,
I can hear you.
There we go. That's good. That's good.
Hey, how are you, man?
Good. How you doing, man? Nice to see you.
Now, exactly where are you? It looks like is that?
Holy hell, that's a head of hair, right, Tommy?
Oh, it's a good head of hair.
That is nice.
Man, oh man, that's something.
This is just getting. I don't know if you're talking about my eyebrows, my beard, or because it's just becoming one enormous just mess at this point in the quarantine.
That is dense.
Kind of they used to call that when I was in college. That was referred to as the ISRO.
Oh God.
The ISRO?
Yes.
I'll take that.
No, I'm not. I didn't make up the term.
You mean Israel and
yes,
an Afro?
It was, yes. That was a term that was thrown around on the campus of Columbia University. I did not invent it, but it's a fact.
I think it's accurate. My fiance describes my whole face when I kiss her as like what a pan must feel like when you take like one of those iron little scrub brushes.
Oh yeah.
You know, to get like all that off.
All right.
That's basically what she says it's like to kiss me, which I think is a compliment, but I'll have to check with her.
So you got a fiance. That's good. Are you in the kitchen? I can see there we go. There's a stove right behind you.
Yeah, this is my studio now.
This is my favorite part of this Zooming thing is you get to see how people live.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could say this is my apartment. This is her apartment.
Oh.
If it was mine, I would definitely have put up like a sheet so you couldn't see anything.
I kind of like it. I don't like it when people put up the fake
Got the electric
slides
green.
behind them and
the green screen. Yeah.
Well, you guys are gonna love it because she's already up working herself, and you'll probably see her walking around on her way to go pee in a second. So,
okay. All right. We'll look forward to that.
Okay. No, so now you've got something new on the Discovery Channel, the Small Town Throwdown. Tell me what it's all about.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this show. I don't know if you've ever seen those articles that are all across the internet, like clickbait articles, like the dumbest town in America, the ugliest town, the smelliest town. You know, it's like this new form of quote unquote journalism that is just all about ripping small American communities, right?
Sure.
So each episode of this show, we go to one of those towns and give the town a chance to fight back against the headlines and tell its own story.
Aha.
Well, that's kind of
excellent.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did I see you went to Wisconsin someplace in Wisconsin about drinking?
We went to Appleton, Wisconsin,
That's what I
which
thought.
has been called the drunkest town in America.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We've been there many times. Yeah.
I've been drunk in Appleton many times.
I have contributed to the legend. I want to say.
Well, actually, Chick, when we went there, the mayor said you're part of the reason it's on that list.
Might be right.
That surprised me. Yeah.
They have a big picture of you in the town square. That is,
okay. It's very
like
nice.
memorial. So it's fun. Like drunkest town is like kind of a funny one because when we went there, half the people were offended and half the people were like, "Yeah, that's my uncle." Like, don't do anything about that. So it's and then at the end of each episode, I'll write an article, or I have written an article in USA Today. So we kind of give them a chance to like get some good press out there. You know, so it's kind of got like a nice little twist.
So it's a Small Town Throwdown airing tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time on the Discovery Channel. What other towns have you had occasion to visit now?
So in this episode, we go to Appleton, and we also go to Lubbock, Texas, which is known as the most boring town in America.
Oh, really?
So they've been called.
How did they defend themselves?
They weren't thrilled about it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I went out at one point. It was a little scary. I was at a rodeo, and I had told the crowd, so they say you're the most boring town in America. And the crowd was like, boo! Get him! Yeah, I don't want to be like, no, I didn't say that. No, that's not me. Don't unleash the cows. But it didn't turn out to be boring at all. It was actually like this kind of, it's got this sort of Wild West sort of spirit down there. And also a lot of things that I just would have never thought. Like it's got this really big glider community because I guess they had like this glidering, like the Air Force had a glider school there during World War II. And so all these glider pilots stuck around. So they get to those crazy little, and have you ever been to one of those things? It's just like the craziest feeling.
I think it's my favorite episode ever. I think of it was either Outer Limits or The Twilight Zone. I think it was Outer Limits, where the guy's in a glider and he disappears, and then it shows at the end he comes back years later. It lands and it's a skeleton.
Oh,
man.
Someone refresh my memory on that.
Doesn't he fly over dinosaurs at one point?
I forget. Yeah, that's super cool though. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I did that down there, and I saw dinosaurs.
Oh wow! Yeah.
No, it's pretty cool. It's like consistently you see dinosaurs. And, it's definitely it's well worth it.
Mo Mandel is not just the host of Small Town Throwdown, also a stand-up comedian, and obviously everybody in the world of stand-up is currently sort of sitting down, not doing much. But it'll get back up and running pretty soon, and I'm sure that you're looking forward to that. What have you been talking about? Or let me rephrase that. What have you been thinking about that you kind of wanted to talk about on stage that you can't because you can't get on stage? Anything? Do you sit around, for example, with a piece of paper and you think of stuff and write it down for later use?
Well, the lucky thing for me now in my life is the jokes just kind of write themselves since my fiance is a urologist. And so all day long now, I can hear her, because she's working from home a lot. I hear her on the phone with other men talking about their junk in the other room. Like, that's like the constant soundtrack of our apartment. It's ridiculous. She'll be like, so, all right, tell me about your erection. And I'm like, just like one room away, like, what is going on?
What the hell?
Is she doing her job, or is she just like on like a Skype date? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on you, too.
Oh, I mean, you think when you show your manhood to your fiance, it's the biggest one she's seen that day at least. But it's impossible. I mean, it's just impossible. I mean, I pull it out and she's like, better than my 3 o'clock. I can give you that.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks, Mo Mandel, the Discovery Channel, Small Town Throwdown. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Yes.
And Mo is a very fine stand-up comedian. And when you get back out there, give us a call. We'll look forward to seeing you in person.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it for having me.
Thank you.
Bye, Mo.
Thank you.
Oh,
bye.
God,
Take care.
See you, man.
That was hilarious. Now, earlier in the show,
Yes, sir.
we were doing our banjo hunk.
Yes,
as
we
I
were.
recall. And we'll get some more of that on for you. But right now, I believe, are we returning to the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom?
You know I'm always here for you. Is that what you want to do?
Just for a second, yeah.
Okay. Bumpers aren't just for cars anymore. A Maryland restaurant has debuted special bumper tables.
Have you seen these?
To ensure
Yes.
social distant dining.
They are fun. They're fun.
They are fun. It
fun.
looks fun.
It looks ridiculous.
On Saturday.
It's like you're wearing a giant round raft.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
On wheels.
How do you get in the car?
On Saturday, Fishtails in Ocean City rolled out about a dozen bumper tables, including circular tables surrounded by inflatable tubes mounted onto wheels to keep the patrons 6 feet apart.
I like it.
They're hilarious.
The tables have a hole in the center. They can accommodate around 4 to 6 people. I mean, people around 4 to 6 feet tall. So if you're over 6 feet, you can't do it.
They're like those things that babies get in and
Yes.
walk around.
A walker?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're under 4 feet, you don't come through the hole. I don't know how Christy you'd be on the cusp there. I think,
would.
wouldn't you?
Well, no, I'm
So
kind of right in the
obviously,
middle.
they supply these for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a great
They're
question.
going to be
wanna-
packed.
No, you don't bring them in your car.
You couldn't get in the car. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, yeah.
The owner, Sean Harmon, intends to order at least 40 more tables from Revolution Event Design and Production.
Arnold,
customers
party of one, your bumper is ready.
parking lot as
Hey, the
well.
bumper's ready. What about,
Oh, if you
what
guys will
about
excuse
McGee?
me.
Is McGee in there anywhere? Anybody?
McGee.
Yeah.
Party of two.
Okay. No, I
Your
can't.
bumpers are ready.
Okay. It's exciting. We could, yeah, we can have dinner.
Cosby, party of 12.
Oh,
He's got
Cosby
quite a
was-
posse.
was a big party.
Yeah.
12, huh?
Godwin, party of one.
I knew that was coming.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
I wonder if you tip them over, like those little baby walkers used to tip over a little
Well,
bit.
I think if you tip them over, you got real problems.
I think so too.
You're like a turtle.
Well, how do you pee?
Well,
you climb out and
How do you go to the men's
bathroom.
room?
Oh, yeah, unzip your pants.
Come out of it.
You get out of
Wait a
it.
second, Pat. Unzip your pants first. Thank you. I know that there were times you'd forgotten that instruction.
You wanted the whole process. Okay.
You can't go up to a urinal if you're.
Well, of course not. You get out of your little car, your little bumper car table.
Okay.
This can't be. Today even is. This can't be our job, right? I'm still laughing about the horses going to see their son run in the Belmont.
No.
Maybe the horses would enjoy
Josh,
the
you
bumper
nailed it. I'm
cars.
just looking at a picture of these. It does look like those things little kids get where they can walk standing up and they've got the little thing on the side.
Yeah.
God, that's funny. Okay.
It looks fun.
And
It does look fun.
And if you're drunk, wow, built-in safety net.
Sure.
You can fall over. You could probably hang yourself mistakenly.
Yes, there's the accidental hanging every now and again.
Passed out, slipped down. No one saw him. That's really not all that charming, is it?
The
Okay.
new world we live in.
Thank you.
And here's another story that fits into that world. A juror participating in the first Zoom jury trial in Texas walked off screen to take a phone call. During jury selection, the would-be juror wandered off screen during a break and could be heard talking on the phone. The man eventually returned and attorneys picked their 12 jurors. Apart from the momentary snafu, though, the hour-and-a-half-long jury selection went smoothly and was live-streamed on YouTube.
Yeah, what if your life's on the line?
Well, no, wait a minute. They
You've
were on
got,
a jury selection.
you've
They
got
had
a guy on the jury's watching Judge Judy on mute on his cell phone.
If that were the case, yeah. This was just selected. This is a non-story. This is nothing.
I don't want this guy eating a hoagie while my death row.
I know. Oh, we all know.
Oh, come on. We know that jury selection is supposed to be about ethnic background and
religious.
Religious affiliation.
Yeah.
You convict on color of skin. We all know it.
Whether or not you want a broad on the jury, all those. That's,
here we
and
go.
Now, if they're all at home, wouldn't you, as the lawyer, be judging on what's in the background?
Yeah, potentially.
You're looking at what's going on back there, and you go, "Well, wait a minute, I don't want this guy on my jury."
Do you purposely, when you do your Zoom calls, sit in a certain spot so you don't have much in your background? I know I have a spot. Right?
No,
you do?
We just have where the laptop is.
That's
and
how I am.
We walk around, and you get a tour if we're doing something. But it's kind of fun. Talking to these comedians on Zoom has been a lot of fun. We just talked to Mo Mandel, and
we don't get to see comedians in their real lives very often, do we?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And just watching some of them try to operate the equipment's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And their lack of ability to do same.
Yes.
There's a video on social media of comedian Mark Sweeney. This is going to be a horrible thing for me to say on the radio.
Funny.
It's very funny, but I was really surprised at how clean his apartment was, or his home, or whatever. I did not expect a Mark Sweeney to live like that.
He was a United States Marine.
I know, but I was shocked. It was
It looks
very
like
nice.
he's in the initial stages of a nervous breakdown.
Well, it does that.
It does. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's by himself.
He's got a lot of hair. Once again,
Where?
well,
Up
his
front,
face
he
and
swings
hair.
it back.
I was going to say, last
like
time
a
I saw
ring
him,
of
he
fire.
had that tonsure look going, the Friar Tuck.
He's got the beard
nature's
going.
Friar Tuck. And you know my theory on that?
What?
That's where the skull cap or the yarmulke, depending on what religion you're in, that's where that came from, I think.
Yeah, keep you from getting sunburned.
No, the bald guys are going, wait a minute. All these young priests are getting all the...
Well, I was being practical.
Well, I was being real. There's a difference. Where were we? Coming up, a special request. In fact, I'm really enjoying a lot of this mail we're getting now. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Lots of requests for various things. They want an update on the Eagles that live right near here. They're doing just fine, thank you. And some pretty good requests of some pretty obscure stuff. And
do Eagles live in their nests year round, or do they?
Yeah, I think
them?
so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a
so it's like their home base.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of actual information about eagles because these beautiful American eagles live right near here. And we'll get to some of these requests coming up in just a few minutes. Once again, it's Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Right now, I want to remind you, if you're dealing with something like, erectile dysfunction, actually, this is actually a pretty good time to deal with it because you can do it all online with getroman.com/wood. Our friends at Roman have spent years building a digital platform that can connect you with a doctor, an actual physician licensed in your state from the comfort of your home. So the beauty of this is you don't have to go see your family doctor, get embarrassed. Just grab the phone or grab your computer. It's a free online visit. Once again, it's getroman.com/wood. Josh, how much is that visit going to cost you?
It's free.
Thank you. It's free. And then you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. And if the doctor decides that they've got a proper pharmaceutical treatment for you, your medication will be shipped right to your door with free 2-day shipping. Josh, once again, shipping charge?
Free.
Thank you very much. Free unlimited follow-ups, by the way, with a physician anytime if you have questions or want to adjust your treatment plan. Check this out because you don't, like I said, you don't have to go anywhere. GetRoman.com/wood, and then they will deliver the appropriate pharmaceuticals if they find one that works for you to your house. So you don't have to go to the drugstore and get behind Coffee McPlague. Now, so if you're struggling with ED, stay home. Go to getroman.com/wood. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show sent you. It's a free online visit, free 2-day shipping. That's getroman.com/wood. Free online visit and free 2-day shipping. Get part of your life back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. It is Wednesday, May 20th. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Bob and Tom Show. Mo Mandel and Dan Cummins today. Coming up on Thursday, our West Coast Mountain correspondent Al Jackson and one of my all-time favorites, comedian Nick Griffin. We'll be checking in with Nick, find out how he's doing during the shutdown via Zoom, of course, socially distancing. So Mo Mandel, Dan Cummins today, Al Jackson, Nick Griffin on Thursday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison from the CrazyCockWine.com news and sports desk. Some NFL training facilities are reopening. Many are prohibited by government restrictions during the coronavirus pandemic. Commissioner Roger Goodell gave the 32 clubs the go-ahead for limited reopenings as long as state and local municipalities allow them. Coaching staffs and all players, except those undergoing injury rehab, are barred from the facilities in the first phase of the league's plan. Changes designed to enhance opportunities for minorities to get executive executive head coaching and coordinator positions were passed by NFL owners. They include addendums to the Rooney Rule, which have fallen short in its goal of increasing diversity in the league. All clubs will now be required to interview at least 2 minority candidates from outside the organization for upcoming head coach vacancies. The Utah Jazz say forward Bojan Bogdanovic underwent surgery to repair a ruptured ligament in his right wrist. The procedure performed Tuesday in New York City. Bogdanovic averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in his first season with the Jazz. He signed a 4-year, $73 million contract with Utah last summer after playing with the Indiana Pacers. And the Washington Nationals will unveil their World Series championship rings during a virtual ceremony shown on television and online Sunday, an unprecedented approach brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. Teams typically unveil their title rings at a home stadium packed with fans. Hopefully someday soon we'll see that again. That's a quick look at your sports update. I'm Mark Allison. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hey, everybody, this is Jimmy Pardo. You recognize my voice from the show and my face from television. You are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
By the way, I should mention I'm on my way to Louisville, Kentucky.
When are you going to start there?
I'm going to start there Wednesday night.
Well, you sure are early.
I'm way early.
You taking a Conestoga wagon there, Sam Houston?
I'm going back home.
Okay.
Well, that's a heck of a way to get to Louisville.
Yeah, I know. It's a roundabout way. But
It's that wife, isn't it? She's making you come back home.
No, she isn't making me come back home. I want to go back home because of my wife.
He likes his wife.
You know, I actually have a...
Who doesn't?
Yeah, we all like his wife.
Okay, all right. Look at it.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I'm freezing now.
It's constantly freezing.
8:45.
Can I get you your frock, Grandma?
You're not even...
Wow.
Pussy king, pussy king, pussy king,
You know what?
pussy
The
king.
line form's right over here to kiss my ass. What do you think of that?
Well, they're all 6 feet apart.
I am the Pussy King.
It's the Pussycat King. Could we get a forecast, please, Christy?
Q95 Fox 59 weather update. Cloudy today, but it's not going to get as warm as we had hoped. Probably not even to 65 if we keep our fingers crossed. Cloudy tonight down to 54. Cloudy tomorrow warming up to 70. It's 54 right now.
Thank you very much.
80 on race.
Let me try it again, Alexa. I said play Q95 via iHeartRadio. How many times do I have to... Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
How about ya?
Thank you very much. There you go. That's hearty how about ya. That sells it.
I liked it.
We are once again,
Don't you just want to just sit around and go just a little bit sometimes with everything going on?
yes.
Yeah,
yes, I think we're very lucky because we get to work, and I hope whoever you are and wherever you are, you get to get back to work because it sucks if you can't work.
Yes.
I went to the grocery yesterday. There were, 60 people in line. It was amazing. How many people was in line?
Oh, really?
Couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Well, let's see
They
now.
were well stocked.
That's the voice of Chick McGee, of course, at the CrazyCockWine.com sports desk.
I did not have to pick up wine because I have Crazy Cock wine.
Did you get it in the can?
Well, it's the only way to get it.
I prefer it in the can.
We have Chris Lee at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. When that phone rings, it's the track phone hotline. And, of course, the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair. What's the word I'm looking for?
Ensconced?
You're not ensconced.
What's the word? There's a word that
He's
they like
just
to
sitting
use.
there. How about
Embedded?
No, not embedded. Acting sidekick.
Acting?
What are you saying?
Acting sidekick Josh Arnold.
That just screams temporary.
Whereas engineer Ace Cosby, that implies
also temporary.
It is cold in here.
It is cold.
I'm cold, Mammy. Really?
It says 69, though.
Well, adjust the thermostat.
What?
69.
Oh, yeah, baby.
69.
Let me tell you how it works.
All right,
quiet down. I lay on my back.
All right, quiet down. It's unbelievable. Working with a bunch of
the backs of
babies.
your knees.
We understand.
I don't know how you can wear shorts.
We're clear.
I've got shorts.
I
we
know.
got to air it out.
Oh, yeah.
All that yelling about 69. Turn the fan on, man.
Okay. Got a request.
I wonder what that sounds like on the air. Somebody driving
Christy,
down the road.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the
sorry to bother
you. The $1 million found on the road?
I sure
story?
do.
I kind of like this.
A Virginia family went out for a drive and discovered nearly $1 million lying on the side of the road.
Don't touch it. Run.
David, we all saw the movie A Simple Plan, right?
That's a great movie.
Great movie.
It would be incredibly difficult not to pick it up.
Well,
and say at least I found $890,000 on
David
the side of the road.
and Emily Sanchez left their Caroline County
No,
home.
it's not Sanchez.
Oh, Shantz.
The
Sorry.
last name is
Shantz.
somewhat little chuckle.
SCHANTZ. Shantz.
Shantz.
Left their Caroline County home with their children
That
last
sounds like a
Saturday.
children's rhyme. Well, Mr. Shantz
lost his pants.
Does it? Shantz sounds
shat in his pants.
Shantz
Sounds like what you did to your pants.
It
shat
sounds
my
like
pants.
something from the Depends people, but they're like full pants.
At last.
Are you too cold in your Depends? Wear Shantz.
The first full-length adult diaper. Chance.
Well, it ran down my leg. Not anymore.
Not with Chance.
Not with Chance. There's not a chance it'll
And for
happen.
those of you with serious incontinence problems, new Chance bell bottoms.
Oh, that wouldn't help at all.
Well, the Shants have the elastic bottoms like jogging pants.
Yeah.
So the Shants bell bottoms.
The irony here is this is a $1 million idea, and this is a story about finding $1 million.
Dave and Emily Shantz left their Caroline County home with their children last Saturday and drove their pickup over what they thought was a bag of trash. They stopped, picked the bag up, along with another one they saw lying nearby. Shantz told WTVR,
"We're on your side,"
that upon returning home, they found the sacks contained plastic baggies that were addressed with something that said Cash Vault. Caroline Sheriff's Major Scott Moser said authorities have since determined where the money was headed.
Hey, Moser.
But still are trying to figure out how it ended up in the middle of a road in Goochland County.
Moser took his time walking.
Hang on a second.
sure. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You just missed the. What is the name of the place?
Goochland.
Right there between.
Wait a minute. Spell that for me, please.
Goochland.
That's
Boy, no, there's a
Goochland.
theme park.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to Dollywood all you want, but you go to Goochland.
So remember, join us at Gooch. Whoa!
You'll find us between Anus Boulevard and Testicles Avenue.
and Pisshole Lane.
Christy, are you aware of the slang term
For taint.
gooch?
Yeah.
The old Gooch.
For the taint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moser said he hopes recipients offer the chances a nice reward for their actions.
Johnny Mathis is going to sing a song.
Chances are.
Chances are.
Oh my God!
God, these are slow pitch.
Not a chance in hell.
Who the hell? But the story is so incomplete.
Yeah, who had $1 million in garbage bags?
I'm going to Goochland.
In baggies.
I like that they thought they ran over garbage.
Yeah.
And they
picked up the
stopped to
bags,
pick it up.
Put it in the truck, and then on the way home went, hey, there's money in here. They originally thought they were just taking home garbage.
I don't believe that part.
See, I don't either.
Who drives around picking up garbage?
If you ran over a bag in the road and thought it was garbage, would you turn around and pick it up?
I would speed up in the opposite direction.
I mean, they're good Samaritans, I guess. You know.
First of all, if I was in Goochland, I would assume that it was probably related to the sex trade somehow.
I would stay with my back against the wall in Goochland.
I'm suspicious. There's more going on here than we know.
So they did turn the money in.
They turned the money in, and the police are not saying that it's illegal activity. They know where the money is supposed to go, but
Okay. We found 2 bags.
Come on.
We're all going crazy right now with all this stuff going on. Pat, are you doing okay in there?
I'm losing it after the show's over. You know.
Oh, really?
Well, you have to do your.
It's got all kinds of problems.
3 more days of being a teacher for your son.
Yeah, just in general, just the Groundhog Day aspect of it, and just, that's just crazy. How you doing, Christy?
I'm good. Why?
I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Josh, you hanging in there?
I am. What are you vamping for?
You know what I'm vamping for, baby. I'm going to sing about me.
You're setting something up. Here we go.
You want to hear what I'm going through?
Yes, sir.
No.
I'm sick and tired of staying at home. Wash my hands down to the bone. I can't see a basketball game or take my son to Little League.
Little League.
Yeah, and his mask is wearing thin. I got the quarantine fatigue. I've been keeping my distance. Seems like I'm the only one. It's been raining every day. Where's the damn sun? I was so gung-ho, but now I'm not so quite intrigued.
No longer intrigued.
Open up my watering hole. I got the quarantine fatigue. I feel like a burglar in this mask and gloves. I want to get a haircut, hit the gym, maybe fall in love. I'm going to go bankrupt before they ever find a vaccine. I've seen everything on Netflix. I got the quarantine fatigue. I drank up all the drinks at my house. I got the quarantine fatigue.
All right. Excellent.
Patty G, Patty G.
Oh, my God.
I got my own.
Oh, my Lord in heaven.
Patty G, Patty G. Patty G, Patty G.
That's beautiful.
Patty G.
Oh,
my God.
God.
We got these for everybody now.
Poor Sam.
Thank goodness.
Did you make him do this?
He's on the payroll.
How come Willie gets to be on the show?
Write another
Shut up. All right, Sam, calm down.
So everybody's got one, right?
I think, except Ace.
I didn't get one.
Ace Cosby. Ace Cosby. Ace Cosby.
Because Ace is higher than a king, right?
That depends on what you're. It can be low.
Everyone's got one. Of course, the Banjo King, of course, now is Josh.
Banjo King, Banjo King.
And then, of course, we have
Chick McGee, Chick McGee.
no rank, really. Just
Do we have a Christy Lee?
Just
I'm a chick.
Let's see now.
Tommy G, Tommy G.
Didn't know you even had
Wait a
that
minute, you
one.
have a Tommy G and an Eagle King?
Well,
how come I don't have a Banjo King and a Joshy A?
Josh A or Joshy Arnold.
Oh, I can get a Joshy A, all right. I can get a whole new one. And, of course, we have this one.
Christy Lee, Christy Lee. Christy Lee, Christy Lee.
Take it, Sam.
Christy Lee, Christy Lee.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
They are.
I'm getting a lot. We get a lot of email here at the Radio Ranch. I'm getting a lot of them going, every time you play that Tiger King song, it's stuck in my head all day. Stop it.
Sure does.
And I think you can use it as a, what do you call it, ringtone.
Oh.
Somehow. I have no idea. By the way, that does remind me real quick that all the proceeds from the Bob and Tom store were given to Feeding America. So there's some folks out there struggling right now with all this confusion. So if you buy whatever hat, a T-shirt, we're going to throw that money over that way. So if you want to, do that. Now, we'll be right back. Coming up next hour, we're going to talk with one of my very favorite comedians. I think one of the funniest guys in America, comedian Dan Cummins, who I understand is very hairy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of beard.
A lot of beard going on. Okay, that'll be cool. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
You can find us on Twitter @Bob and Tom, or you can email us at bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
They put the F in professional.
Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison. Thanks so much for joining us. For everything Bob and Tom, check out bobandtom.com. All the latest highlights, news, information, links to our social media sites, of course, much, much more. And don't forget, you can always email us, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. There's a request of a song, a comedian, a bit, something you'd like to hear. Maybe you heard it a few years ago. Maybe you heard it last week. Let us know. We'll see if we can get it on for you right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Rapidly rising water has overtaken dams and forced the evacuation of about 10,000 people in central Michigan. Michigan's governor says among the threatened area is downtown Midland, which could be under approximately 9 feet of water by today. That's about 100 miles from Detroit. A federal judge in Virginia has ruled that a salvage firm can retrieve the Marconi wireless telegraph machine that broadcast distress calls from the sinking Titanic. In an order released yesterday, U.S. District Judge Rebecca Beach Smith agreed the telegraph is historically and culturally important and could soon be lost with the rapidly decaying wreck site. Smith is the maritime jurist who presides over Titanic salvage matters from a federal court in Norfolk. Her ruling modifies a previous judge's order from 2000 that forbids cutting into the shipwreck or detaching any part of it. And the Maseratis, Rolls-Royces, and Mercedes back on Rodeo Drive yesterday. America's most fashionable shopping street slowly is getting back to business. Just a few days after Beverly Hills officials announced the high-end boutiques lining its most exclusive street could reopen for curbside pickup, shoppers began tentatively making their way onto its wide sidewalks and narrow roadway. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Father's Day's coming up, Josh.
I guess I'll.
Well, all of us.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Everybody.
There we go.
It's going to be a crowded day at the graveyard.
Ace, you got your father around?
No.
Oh, sorry. I guess we're.
He wasn't around when he was alive.
Oh!
Wasn't around when he was alive.
Way to go, Tom. That's a banjo moment.
Okay, everybody remember that so we don't have to go through it again.
Isolate that.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, folks. Boom. It's me. And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. That's 24 days and 27 days a week and 24 like the show with the guy who whispers all the time and saves the world. And Bob and Tom 24/7. Hey, it won't blow up the world.
The steam begins to rise, it slowly effervesces. Leaves are crinkling under sweet caresses.
I cherish this moment of natural bliss. Nothing's missing when I'm pissing outside, pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside, pissing outside. Come on, America, pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. There you go. You know, a rock, a bush, a shrubbery, a tree. You can go anywhere you please. There's so many things that you can christen. So make it like your mission and just start pissing outside. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. You know my favorite place is in the virgin snow. You find a fresh canvas and let it flow. Sign.
Hey, 9:02 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
You mean Q King? Q King, Q King, Q95, Q King. Okay, that's not going to take off. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Just thinking aloud.
No worries.
It's all right.
Christy Lee has a quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy today with a high of 65. Cloudy tonight down to 54. Cloudy tomorrow 70. The sun will shine again on Friday.
Tomorrow.
Okay, it's kind of confusing. I guess we're kind of in phase one of the reopening. So check local listings, et cetera, et cetera. Be careful out there. But we're trying to do a little kind of a cool thing. We got together with our buddy Jeff Chapman from Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, and we're calling it Free Gas Friday. And it's free gas for those great healthcare people out there, doctors, nurses, and first responders, et cetera, who are doing all that great work out there and dangerous work, too. We certainly appreciate it. So we've gotten together with Jeff Chapman. We're doing this Free Gas Friday thing. A lot of the details are coming up, but I can assure you that it will be happening again this week. If you've got the proper ID, you can be part of it. We'll tell you some more information about it, but thanks to Jeff Chapman, the man for all seasons. And don't forget, making sure your house has all the proper filters, heating, and air conditioning. Because we'll be bitching about the temperature pretty soon, believe me. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody, I want, what do you call it, a reset? What is it when you...
Yeah, reset, sure.
Try to get sanity back into the airwaves.
Take your paper clip out and put it in that little hole and reset. Don't look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about. Josh, you knew what I was talking about.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
I don't use paper clips. I don't like them.
Oh, there are some devices that you need to. They have a small hole.
How did I know?
In order to reset them, you have to put like a paper clip point
at the end in it.
Paper clip would piss you off.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
Do a hard reboot.
Okay, all right. I'm not a fan of paper clips.
Why do you not like paper clips?
Not a fan. Never liked them.
I love paper.
I think they're quite effective.
Yes.
Oh, you wait.
I use them every day.
Some doctor will say, paper clips are the best thing, and then he'll go, paper clips are wonderful. So,
you ever use one as a Q-tip?
Oh,
it works pretty well.
That's great.
Yes.
Puncture an eardrum. Yeah, that's
well. You don't unbend
no, you're
it.
Careful with it.
Chick has done that.
There is a sense of danger that I love. Yes.
I may be making no sense because for the last 2 weeks I've been taking Midol. A doctor buddy of mine told me it prevents CB.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. That's a triple down on that one.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I think so.
No, doctor. A lot of people are taking Midol to stave off the coronavirus. I
for God's sake.
Well, let's see now.
You would yell at us if we said something like that.
No, it's true. A friend of mine told me. He used to work at a vet's office.
Sure.
Whatever's
cleaning it up. He knows everything about it.
Cleaning it up.
We'd get the soul-shattering cut sign with
between you and
that's Chick McGee over there.
Hi.
The Chickster, of course, at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. Josh Arnold is at the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair.
Hi.
He's what was the particular term that we used earlier?
You said acting.
Acting sidekick.
Yes,
there's a lot of talk of me being fired today.
I'm not fired. Imminent retirement. Let's
Let
see
me tell
now.
you this. If you fire Josh, I will miss him.
Hey, thank you.
Wait.
You know what I mean. Christy Lee's at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk.
Yes, sir.
The track phone hotline is going to ring pretty soon. It's going to be a great comedian. Dan Cummins is going to be calling us soon. Of course, our engineer is Ace Cosby. And Pat Godwin is in the next room with a guitar and a banjo guitar.
Six-string banjo.
Six-string banjo
I didn't know you
guitar.
played banjo.
Well, it's not really a banjo.
He handed it to me, and I just played a chord. It's a six-string. It's like a guitar.
tuned like a guitar.
Oh.
But it's got a banjo body.
What?
If you can play the guitar,
it's a git joke.
Here, grab it, Pat. I'll show.
It's not in the room anymore, Tom.
Oh, sorry.
So if you can play guitar, you can play this particular type of banjo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's got that cool banjo sound. If you're looking for that.
Did you just say that cool banjo
That's
sound?
never been said before.
I'm the only one that really likes a banjo and music. I love it.
Banjos.
Banjo king, banjo,
I like it
banjo
as a
king.
little flavor.
Banjo king, banjo, banjo.
There's no
king.
banjo in this.
What's that?
The Banjo King song.
That's because it's a tribute to the banjo done vocally.
Well, there should be banjo.
It's a castrato or whatever the word is. A cappella, that's it. Sorry, I was close. Christy, what else is happening at the news desk?
A recent study has found that nitrous oxide, better known as laughing gas,
Everybody
is
shut
produced
up. Go ahead.
in large quantities, Chick, by the feces from Antarctica's king penguins.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
And the laughing gas is apparently affecting researchers. Study author Bo Elberling says penguin guano produces significantly high levels of nitrous oxide around their colonies, and added that researchers studying the animals on the Atlantic island of South Georgia went cuckoo from being surrounded by penguin poop.
Wow.
This is all published in the journal Science of the Total Environment, if you'd like to read more about the penguins.
I was looking at this article, and I love the fact that this is from a scientific journal.
Sure.
Called Science of the Total Environment. And the guy literally, the quote is exactly cuckoo. From being surrounded by penguin poop.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice that a
cuckoo paints a picture?
A scientific journal can use words as effective as cuckoo?
Yeah, that's an avian pun. Why not?
Yeah, but go for it.
Yeah.
So I guess if they're surrounded by this penguin feces, it gives off so much nitrous that it actually affects them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would explain.
What?
You and I go to the same dentist.
Yes.
Last time you were there, did you see the 4 penguins in the lobby?
I did not.
I had no idea.
Here, huff on this.
Yeah.
Dr. Huff.
Do you get the...
I don't.
I have never gotten
I've never
nitrous
had
at the
nitrous.
dentist.
I've never had it. I hear it's amazing.
Chick has to, does it? Don't you?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He just keeps
Okay,
his
let him
hands from
crack your
shaking.
chest, all right? And see how you feel.
Oh, your
Lean
dentist
back.
did that?
That's right, yeah. When you lean back and the light's in your eye. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, well, now, are dentists back up and running?
Yes.
Oh, good. God,
Yeah, my daughter was there yesterday, actually.
If I had been there for your open heart surgery, I would have spit into your chest cavity. That's
Why
right.
is that? It's because I'm
Beating heart. Just.
Well, beating,
that was the
beating off and on. Let's be clear.
Is it beating off and on?
They went.
And when I say beating off,
right onto your irregularly beating heart.
I was on the ventilator. They had ventilator, plenty of ventilators. That was when ventilators, far as the eye could see, they had ventilators.
Too many. They had to take some out and shoot them.
And I'm in the bed after, and the doctor goes, your heart started right up. I just reached in and tapped it, and it started beating.
Isn't that?
I went, what the? Get me out of here. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
So anyway, the point of this story is that penguin poop, for whatever reason, produces huge amounts of nitrous oxide.
That's correct.
And Penguins is the name of a comedy club. And now it all makes sense.
Oh.
I remember a lot of laughing in that movie, The March of the Penguins.
There's not a lot of laughs.
I don't remember laughing at Penguins Comedy Club either.
That's a lie. I worked there.
Josh killed it when he was there. Now, a couple of exceptions. I no need to go to Toledo. I'm sorry, Christine.
Police in Australia are searching for a guy who broke into a museum there to take selfies with dinosaur bones. Security cameras captured the suspect breaking into the Australian Museum in Sydney early last Sunday.
Don't you mean so-called dinosaur bones?
The footage shows the man taking a selfie with his head inside an open dinosaur skull.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
As well as removing a cowboy hat from a coat stand and wearing it as he wanders around the exhibits.
Well, why not?
The man toured the museum for some 40 minutes, during which time he took pictures, rummaged through drawers, and searched storage areas.
Rummaged through drawers, Tom.
He's in the museum. There's nobody there.
Yeah. Wouldn't you
Hasn't
do
been
that?
open for a couple of months, I'm sure.
You're the one who goes through medicine cabinets.
Probably doing a selfie with a T-Rex because,
sure as hell
let's
do.
be clear here. A T-Rex can't do a selfie.
authorities have released. No, they can't reach it.
I mean, if they do, it's just from their head looking down at those little teeny arms.
Yeah.
I really do, and I look forward to it. That's the only thing that gets me out of the house.
What?
When I go to somebody's house, I get to go through their medicine cabinet. That's the only thing.
Do you ever take anything?
No. Yeah.
Unless it has oxy in the beginning.
Wow.
That was a clue yesterday.
Hey, way to go,
in the
narc.
crossword mini. Prefix, codone, and contin, or Chick McGee.
Oxy, O-X-Y.
Mr. Red, hello.
Sorry. I think it's kind of funny the guy breaks into the museum.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures?
Yeah, they
are pretty funny.
They
The
haven't
one
caught
with
him.
the
Who'd he
one-
hurt?
I would have put the cowboy hat on
The dinosaur.
You have to.
Velociraptor head
Exactly.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here. Do you have the picture where he's with the gigantic head of the dinosaur taking the selfie?
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Is he smiling or is he making like
It's from the back. You can't tell, but and then it looks like he's got like the museum guide stuffed in the back of his shirt. You see that? Very odd.
Find his way around?
Yeah, he had to have a map.
Of course.
When he wasn't rummaging through drawers.
Now, if you think that's the weirdest story, you'd be wrong because can we do an update on the tear gas ice cream story?
Oh, from yesterday?
So odd.
In Hong Kong, there is a guy who's making tear gas ice cream. He makes it with apparently peppercorns. Here it is. It's black peppercorns, and it's a reminder of the tear gas that was employed by police during last year's demonstrations in the city. The shop's owner said
Who
the
wants
flavor.
to be reminded of that?
Well,
and have
they say it's a sign of support for their pro-democracy movement.
As your throat closes?
Has this guy been killed yet by the government?
Not yet. Well, not that we know of.
Yeah.
He says eating the ice cream produces a sensation of irritation in the throat. It feels just like breathing in tear gas. Well, yeah, you're right.
Then you made it wrong.
I think you might have something.
Yeah. Ice cream is supposed to be fun.
And tastes good.
Okay. Now, coming up, we're going to talk with comedian Dan Cummins. Great comedian, and Dan has a new project out there. And you say he's been kind of woodshedding and growing his beard?
Oh, he's in Idaho, and he celebrated a birthday, I think, 3 days ago. And I saw photos on Instagram of him out fishing with his son, and he's got quite a beard going. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to remind you that among the many coronavirus stories, and I know we're all getting tired of them.
Many stories.
I mean, it's just endless crap out there. But the one of the big things out there that's a problem now is cybercrime. And we were talking last week about that thing where you get this letter from Netflix on your email, looks all official and everything, and it's fake. You got to be super careful.
It's
about
almost like they
what you
have
open up.
computers too now.
Yeah, well, the cyber criminals they're also
bored, and
they're bored.
Yeah, plenty of time on
what
their
can
hands.
we do? The Internet Crime Complaint Center at the FBI usually receives about 1,000 complaints a day. Well, now it's up to 4,000. Just a little number there from the FBI. So what am I talking about this for? Because I want to remind you about LifeLock, the leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock can detect a wide range of identity threats, like your social security number being for sale on the dark web. LifeLock looks around for stuff like this and lets you know that it's out there. They're keeping an eye on all kinds of stuff for you, and it can be very helpful. And if your identity does get stolen, they have a staff right here in the United States that spends their time getting you re-upped in the world and protected. So nobody can prevent all identity theft or monitor transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can see threats you might miss on your own if you're just monitoring your credit. So now you can join. It's very inexpensive. That's the key to this whole thing. And right now you can save an additional 25% off your first year. How about that? So go to lifelock.com/Tom25 for that extra savings. It's not an expensive thing, but you're going to sleep better knowing that someone's watching all that stuff for all those times you've pumped numbers into the internet. Lifelock.com/Tom25, 25% off your first year. Coming up, a great comedian, Dan Cummins, and your shot at having your own Picasso and a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
From, 1921, I think it is? That's coming up next. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Hey, if you missed any of the Bob and Tom Show today or you want to hear it again, we will have an afternoon double play for you beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern. We replay today's show back to back. It's hosted by Christopher right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. More of the show coming up.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Not many grads can say they had Beyonce, a former president, and a former first lady all speak at their commencement. But this year, a lot of students will be able to boast. YouTube says Beyonce, along with Barack and Michelle Obama, will speak at the June 6th virtual event. Others invited to participate in Dear Class of 2020 will be Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lopez, Lady Gaga, and others. Queen Latifah getting a new TV series. CBS says The Equalizer will be added to their fall lineup. It's a remake of the 1980s series that starred Edward Woodward and will air Sunday nights. Most of the other shows that were on CBS last year will return. And speaking of CBS, it had no news to feed its East and Midwest viewers due to a technical glitch. The problem meant the two time zones missed last night's broadcast of the CBS Evening News. The Norah O'Donnell newscast originates in Washington. With the New York control room shut down by the coronavirus outbreak, it was up to the Washington control room to feed it. When it failed, there was no backup. Instead of the O'Donnell newscast, local stations in the East and Midwest got a feed of the CBSN streaming service. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show is on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Now, your mom had a CD. Did she have a base station or was it in the car?
Yes. And every time somebody'd say anything back to her, she'd go,
Did she have a handle?
I can't really remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What was your handle?
Black leather.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Black leather.
You think I just said that, not knowing we were going down the road to black leather?
I knew we'd end up right where we are.
You think I asked that not knowing where the banjo came from?
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I went to a place that served exotic dishes like elk and wild boar. I heard it was delicious, but one thing I ate made me sick. It's so sad to see good beaver gone bad. Good beaver gone bad. It was tough and dry. I took a whiff and almost fainted. The pink had turned brown and it tasted kind of tainted. You take your chances eating out. I should have had the trout. Good beaver gone bad. Good beaver gone bad. You want it fresh, don't let it spoil rotten. Or leave it hanging around where it's forgotten. Better eat it while it's hot, 'cause pretty soon it's not. Yeah, a good beaver goes bad. Her love is dried up. It once was so delicious. She's cruel and she's cold now, vile and vicious. She was up to no good while she gnawed on the wood. Good beaver gone bad. Good beaver, good beaver, good beaver gone bad.
Hi, man, this is Donnie Biker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Kostaki Economopoulos is our guest.
A Maryland burglar broke into a house, robbed a couple at gunpoint, and then forced them to play their piano so he could sing along. He was arrested for armed robbery, wanton endangerment, and aggravated karaoke. Jennifer Love Hewitt says she actually enjoys looking at her breasts on the internet. Well, then I should call her. Apparently we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Apparently. The National Museum of the Native American Indian is open in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, they now have to move it to Oklahoma to make room for the Christopher Columbus Museum.
From Donnie Baker and the Pork Pistols. She gave a sign for the bedroom, and I knew it was gonna be my night, all right.
Hello, 9:20 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. I'm going to be surprised any second now. Oh, my God, that is a serious beard. We'll get to that in just a second. Christy Lee has a quick update on the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy today, high of about 65 if we keep our fingers crossed. Tonight down to 54 under cloudy skies, and then cloudy again tomorrow with a high of 70. Right now, 54 still.
Okay, thanks very much, Christy Lee. Let's see. I'm going to work on trying to teach a lesson to Alexa here.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't seem to be working. I'm trying my best. We'll get to that coming up. We're going to talk with comedian Dan Cummins in a matter of moments. Look forward to that. Christy says he's got a young Santa Claus beard working.
Yes.
Looking forward
nice
to
looking beard.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks. Oh, there we go. Yeah, very happy face over there. We're going to hook up with comedian Dan Cummins momentarily. There's Chick, there's Josh, I'm Tom. That's Ace, our engineer. Christy Lee's behind the glass, socially separated, and around the corner is Pat Godwin with a banjo and a guitar. And there he is. Comedian Dan Cummins has joined us. You look like you're about to get electrocuted. What kind of chair is that? It's about to hook you up there.
He's
nice
on
desk chair.
He's on the set of his podcast, The Time Suck. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All I could see was the UCK. Thank you for rotating the chair a little bit. There we go. That was very helpful. Dan Cummins is our guest, a very fine stand-up comedian. And his stand-up special is entitled Get Outta Here, Devil. Available on the Comedy Dynamics Network now via Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Comcast, and more. Dan, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I just things opened up here in Idaho a little bit. I was able to get to the barber yesterday and go to a restaurant. Things are looking up.
Yeah, I can tell. Christy said you were all hair, and then I look up at the screen, and you have clearly had it sort of shaved on the sides.
And your beard's been trimmed, too,
Yeah,
I
3
believe.
days ago, you had a bigger beard than that.
Yeah.
I did, much bigger beard.
And happy belated birthday, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Had a good birthday. I finally caught some fish. I've been taking my son fishing for literally 8 years. We finally got some trout.
Now, you grew up, we were trying to remember, was it Riggins, Idaho?
Yes, sir. Yep. Riggins, Idaho, a little 400-person town.
Wow. And where are you living now?
I'm in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho now.
Okay. So there are people there.
Yeah, 50,000 people, I think.
Yeah, it's significantly larger than Riggins.
Yes, there are people there. Yes.
Well, no, I mean, Riggins is a very small town. I'm sure it's lovely.
We got a movie theater. We got stoplights. We got a couple of people who aren't even white. It's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Urban living.
Talk about
Urban living.
cosmopolitan. Well, I hope nobody has a petition going. Dan Cummins is once again our guest. We've known Dan for many, many years. So where do you fish?
You know, there's a lake. Lakes all around here. There's Lake Coeur d'Alene, but there's a little Lake Fernand that's just a 2-minute walk from my house. So it's pretty nice.
That's cool.
What did you catch?
Got some rainbow trout. I was very proud of myself. I was, and I convinced myself it was because of this new technique, and it was, really all the experience paying off. And then I looked on the website, and they had stocked the lake about 2 days earlier with about 10,000.
10,000 rainbow trout.
10,000 rainbow trout. So it would have been more difficult to not catch something.
I see.
Dan,
Now, Pat Godwin, who you may or may not be able to see on your screen, Pat is quite the fisherman. And I literally 2 days ago ordered some fishing rods because my 7-year-old and 4-year-old have decided they want to learn how to fish.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
not with Uncle Pat, though, right?
No, that's not allowed.
No, as you know, there's
right.
an issue there.
Yes, that's
okay,
right.
we can't.
Pat's not allowed around the children anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Pat's not allowed around anyone.
Who can blame him?
Not allowed in my house.
Play one game of leapfrog.
The lamp incident.
So, Dan, the new stand-up special was recorded when?
That was recorded back in October, just outside of Detroit, a little place called the Crowfoot Ballroom, Pontiac, Michigan.
All right.
And it was a fun time. A really fun venue.
It's called Get Outta Here, Devil. Is there a reason for that?
It was that was just one of the jokes. I feel like I always name the albums after one of the jokes in there, and that one was just after a joke about how some people add unnecessary worry to their life, adding things that aren't necessarily real to be stressed out about. And I look into a lot of weird places online, and I was fascinated with this wormhole in the web of people who think Katy Perry is famous because she for sure sold her soul to the devil.
This is kind of what his podcast is about. He covers topics like this. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people. I mean, they're not joking. They really think that happened. And I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? There's no way that you could sell your soul to the devil and just become automatically rich and famous, because if that were true, there would be a lot less homeless people.
Yeah, I think it's goes
Right?
without saying.
And then the rest of the joke is pretty not safe for
That's okay.
for FCC violations.
I always enjoy it when comedians have a T-shirt that's dedicated to one of their jokes. And I'm not picking on you, Josh.
Right.
But you do have a T-shirt. It's the half fat T-shirt.
That's
which
right,
is based on not really a joke, an observation about your own life.
Right.
And I'm not trying to do any body shaming here, but would you mind explaining the shirt?
Well, sure. Yeah, it's a drawing of a guy who is like me, half fat. I'm fat on my upper half, and then I've got very skinny legs. And yeah,
Very nice legs.
So I bring this up for a reason because, Dan, I think you might find this amusing. I was at a wonderful comedy club, and I was with a good friend of the show. I think it was whose name I'm forgetting right now.
Great friend.
No, who's the guy that looks 25 that's 60? What is it?
Oh, Dwight Slade.
Dwight Slade and I were there. That's right. And this guy was opening for Dwight, and this is a true story. So the middle act, this guy gets up there, and he's really bombing, and it's pretty brutal. And then he finishes his set, and he walks to the back of the stage, and there's a duffel bag up there, which I had not noticed. He digs into the duffel bag, comes back to the microphone after receiving, one of those barely. And he proceeds to take out three different shirts. And each one is based on one of the jokes that he did. He gets to the third shirt, which makes no sense, and he goes, "This is based on a joke I didn't do tonight."
I love that.
Which for me was the biggest laugh of the evening. So anyway, that explains why the album of Dan Cummins is called "Get Out of Here, Devil." Sort of. Okay.
I relate to the half shape thing too, because my thing is I feel like I look like pretty decent from the front, but from the side, not so much.
Turn sideways. We can see on the screen here.
There you go. That's a quarantine body right there. Darn right. Yeah.
That's a dad bod. That's a dad bod.
It's a dad bod. Absolutely.
I got a banjo. I heard.
Oh my God!
Right on.
Do you play?
I don't. I just got it as a kind of a weird gift recently.
Oh, well, you know who else has a banjo?
I know. I heard. I got
Josh has a banjo. Do you know how he got it? Tell him, Josh. How'd you get your banjo?
I got my banjo from Josh's dad just before he died.
Yeah, about 6 of them. That's interesting.
Oh, you got the good one.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't actually seen the banjo that you,
Dan Cummins is our guest. Dan, you are also a podcaster. Tell me about your podcast.
Time Suck is the main one I do. That's just it's a deep dive on one subject a week. It can be true crime, conspiracy, cults, anything. This week was Alexander Solenik, this Russian assassin, and we kind of we'll explore more than the person's life. We just we'll explore the times they lived in. I like doing Russian topics because it just makes me feel good about my life, basically. Rough country to live in for many years. My God.
Yeah, I was just on YouTube watching that new Russian show, Bowling for Food.
Ooh.
That's something.
Can be real tough. Yeah, bleak is the word. I don't know how they were able to paint the whole bowling alley gray, but it was sad. So before we go, Dan, we got a little bit of time here. What else do you talk about on your comedy special, Get Out of Here, Devil, available on Comcast, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and more? What else do you talk about?
I talk about my family a little bit as well. Talk about Kyler, my son, and my daughter Monroe, and just kind of them growing up. My son's gotten to the age now where we're having different kinds of talks. He's going through puberty. So we've had some interesting talks. I have to clear things by him now to make sure they're okay to talk about. But he let me talk about more than I thought he would. We had a father-son boner talk a while back.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Just a talk, I hope.
Let me be clear about that.
He brought it up. Okay, he brought it up. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Very important preface there. Makes it a lot weirder if I'm the one bringing it up, just barging in his room with the six-pack on. Let's talk about some boners.
Yeah. Well, on that note, this is the perfect time to say goodbye. Dan Cummins, get out of here, devil. Comedy Dynamics Network, Comcast, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, etc. Thanks, Dan. Look forward to seeing you when this is all over. You going to play us out?
I wish I could.
Oh, you can't. I saw you grab the banjo.
It looks good. It looks real good.
Okay,
Yeah.
We'll see you, Dan. And
Good to see you, Dan.
Okay, now it's my understanding, Pat, you have the banjo guitar out there now.
I do.
Look at that.
Okay, are you going to play us something real quick, Pat?
Didn't Tim Wilson say you can't play Hendrix on a banjo?
Yes.
I love that line. But what if you did? It would sound like this. Here we go. Banjo. Every time you play one, you sound like a hick. Oh, banjo. Josh inherited one when his daddy got sick.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell?
It was our professional comedian guest just turned off the TV.
Relative terms, it just happened.
Oh, God, it's unbelievable. Okay, so it's time now to review.
Kind of makes you wonder what he talked about before he found out your dad died.
Okay, let's move on here. Do we have Today in History? Do we have the
I don't know. Do you have it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
Leonard. Today in history.
Well, this is good because this gives Chick a chance to shine here.
Oh, here we
because,
go, yeah.
Birthday today, born in 1908.
Yeah.
A guy with two first names, Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, Jimmy Stewart. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You have a poem for us, Mr. Stewart?
Hey, Mr. Potter. No, I don't have a poem.
Hey, Mr. Stewart, are you familiar with the Belmont Stakes?
Oh.
They're going to run a Belmont without a crowd.
Oh, yeah, is that right? Yeah.
Only let the horses family.
Does that make it funnier? I'm not sure.
The grandma with pocketbook, it's a horse.
Born on this date in 1928. Oh, the very famous, infamous Jack Kevorkian.
Oh, yeah, Dr.
Death.
Jack.
Mr. Happy. Yeah.
Remember the Jack Kevorkian Christmas collection we had?
Oh, yes.
God, that was a triumph of poor taste. So proud to be associated with that. Joe Cocker, born in 1944. God, Pat, you're a Beatles fan. Like, there are so few Beatles covers that are better than the original. I think Joe Cocker may have done it with a little help from our friends.
Joe Cocker did not have any doors at his house.
No?
He always just came in the bathroom
window.
That is.
Should have delivered with more confidence.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think if you had
came in through the bathroom window.
I think if you'd owned it,
yeah, maybe
it would have worked.
All right. We have Jimmy Stewart, the ultimate impression, if you'd like to hear it.
Okay.
Well, I can imitate Jimmy Stewart.
No, wait. No, before you play this, wait a second. You got to set this up. Now, this was a news story about a guy. I remember this very
Yes,
well.
I do too.
This guy lived in a trailer.
Yep. And he peeled off some paneling.
And
or
he peeled
something.
off the mirror on the bathroom door.
This part has nothing to do with Jimmy Stewart.
And there was a vision, if you will, of Jesus on the door.
In glue behind.
In glue. Because the mirror had been glued to the door. The point of the story is he lived in a place that I'd never heard of called Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Huh.
Well, it turns out that's the birthplace of Jimmy Stewart.
And in chatting with him, he said, here you go. It starts there.
Well, I can imitate Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, boy.
I'd love to hear that.
Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
I can't wait.
I just want to say that it was a privilege and honor to to recommend everything, and thanks for calling us from wherever your station is.
Wow, that's great. Thanks, guys.
I am just such a jerk during that.
Chick's leading the mocking laughter of this poor guy.
But you know what? This brings up something. We haven't had one of those stories in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't seen Jesus' face on anything. I think even Jesus is quarantined.
Oh, no. They usually show it's usually on a
tortilla.
Tortilla. I was going to say on a
but
Dorito. We did. Remember the one we had where there was the chip that the person saved because it looked just like Jesus?
Yeah, but we haven't had one in a while. I miss them. I miss those stories.
Okay. Well, anyways, it's Joe Cocker's birthday, and if you look carefully at the inside cover of Layla, you'll see the Cocker Power button.
I found Jesus on a cheese flavored cracker recently. Yeah.
Did you?
It's a shame you didn't eat it right away.
It was a Cheez-It Christ.
That's funny.
Oh my
Jesus.
goodness!
Shame I didn't eat it right.
It's Cher's birthday. Sherilyn Sarkeesian.
How old is she? 80?
Born in 46.
Oh, wow.
Well, 36, I know.
She's great. I'm a big fan. Let's see. And
I love Cher, too.
She's a gypsy, a tramp, and a thief.
As Christy mentioned, it's a good friend of the show. It's Smokes.
Yeah, Tony Stewart's birthday.
Tony Stewart, born in 1971. And Mr. Rhymes, as the New York Times would call him, or as I call him, Busta. Busta Rhymes, born in 1972.
Real name Hyman. That is stupid.
Rhymes Hyman.
Busta Hyman.
Oh, I thought you meant Hyman Rhymes. I don't get the joke. Hyman Rhymes with Fryman?
Slyman?
No idea. Here we go. 1873. Let's go back in time. 1873. Pat, can you get your banjo? You're going to need it for this. Give me some 1873.
In 1870, we took a little trip. Tom's going to tell you all about it right now.
No, I really was, I was thinking more of a finger picking instrumental. A little louder. Thank you.
It's not.
Look at him. Look at him. That right there. It's as mad as he gets. And he's coming for you, Griswold.
They don't have a volume on them.
Just play it loud for it. Just strum some chords there. There you go. In 1873,
You're doing fine, Pat.
Speak louder, Tom. Stop. You have a volume on that thing?
I don't think it's hooked. It's not Mike.
Just stand up, and it'll be closer to the mic.
Yeah, we don't have to hear you
I'm
talking.
closest to the mic I can get.
Okay. 1873, Mr. Jacob Davis and Mr. Levi Strauss received a patent for blue jeans.
Oh, thank you.
Whatever happened to those? Whatever happened to Levi?
As you know, prior to that, of course, all jeans were black and worn by skinny musicians. Played the rock and roll, not the banjo.
Banjo.
And without Levi Strauss, we wouldn't have that.
We're sitting here.
Wouldn't have that great Neil Diamond song, "Forever in Blue Jeans." You know that one, Pat Godwin?
Forever in blue jeans.
Forever in blue jeans.
Money talks.
Thank you very much. On this date in 1927, Charles Lindbergh took off from New York for the first nonstop flight across the Atlantic. Super balls. You know, there's no front windshield on the Spirit of St. Louis.
That's right.
There's no windshield.
Goggles. He wore goggles.
No, he had to. No. It was closed off. He had to stick his head out the window.
Yeah, he wore goggles.
Hell of a pilot. Bad babysitter.
Crappy view.
Horrible father.
Wait
Horrible father.
No point in going on now.
I lost my baby.
You won't see him giving.
Should have kept the window closed. That's how he got in.
Be careful, or I'm going to have a. There he's dead. Oh, there he's dead.
Bruno Hopman. What was it?
That's not an eye for an eye.
He missed it.
I missed it.
That was horrible. That was really awful.
Bad. I want to hear it.
No.
I heard it.
Okay.
Come on. Help me out.
And then an ace, I'm sorry to report, on this date in 1980, Peter Criss quits the band Kiss.
Good.
And thus, and thus found himself eventually impoverished.
Yeah, but then Eric Carr got a job.
That means we could need to split the money 3 ways.
Right now, I want to tell you about. My life.
Your life. Oh, I'm all ears.
Got up at about
You're just wild about Harry.
2:00 something this morning. Popped on the shower, took a real nice hot shower, and took the time to have a great shave. Thanks to my friends at Harry's. Harry's is still here to help you right now. Right now, for some folks, it's business on top, PJs on the bottom. If you know what I'm talking about, but you gotta keep your look up. You gotta shave, especially if you're wearing a mask. They say having a beard's a disadvantage. Join 10 million guys who've tried Harry's razors. They're the best, and they cost a lot less. And right now, you can get it delivered to your doorstep for about $3 if you use the code Bob and Tom at Harry's.com. It's the best offer ever. You know the essentials of Harry's, because it's all about the essentials. Quality, durable blades, fair price, about $2 per blade. They cut out the middleman, but the most important thing is they started with a really good blade factory. So it's all about the steel, but it's also about great design. This is where Harry's, you know how I always talk about my favorite pen, for example, right here?
Yeah.
Right in front of me, this beautiful, precise V5 RT from Pilot. This, my friends, is the ultimate pen. If this were a razor, it would be a Harry's razor, because they've shaped it just perfectly, because you've got a sharp object in your hands. You want it to be perfect, and that's what you've got with Harry's. Plus, you get the foaming shave gel, the weighted handle, the razor, the travel cover for $3. Then the shipping is how much, Josh?
It's free.
It's free. This is the best offer ever. Harry's.com. They deliver it right to your house. Use the code Bob and Tom for this special offer. Harry's.com. Use the code Bob and Tom and join millions of guys who realize this is a better way to shave, and I don't have to go to the drugstore and get behind McCoffee McPlague. So it's a safe way to go. Check it out. We're going to come back. We have a Picasso that you could actually have for your very own, and it's real.
Wow.
And it's kind of weird, but you could be part of it. We'll tell you about that when we come back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Everything about the show is at bobandtom.com. Check it out now. State law.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the way, Ace Cosby with the Work Farce. Right after the Bob and Tom Show, we cruise right into Bob and Tom's Work Farce, hosted by Ace Cosby. He's the joke of the day guy. Keep your smile going all day and keep your coworkers and family guessing what you're up to as you roll through this hump day with us right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison from the CrazyCockWine.com news and sports desk. Some NFL training facilities are reopening. Many are prohibited by government restrictions during the coronavirus pandemic. Commissioner Roger Goodell gave the 32 clubs the go-ahead for limited reopenings as long as state and local municipalities allow them. Coaching staffs and all players, except those undergoing injury rehab, are barred from the facilities in the first phase of the league's plan. Changes designed to enhance opportunities for minorities to get executive head coaching and coordinator positions were passed by NFL owners. They include addendums to the Rooney Rule, which have fallen short in its goal of increasing diversity in the league. All clubs will now be required to interview at least 2 minority candidates from outside the organization for upcoming head coach vacancies. The Utah Jazz say forward Bojan Bogdanovic underwent surgery to repair a ruptured ligament in his right wrist. The procedure performed Tuesday in New York City. Bogdanovic averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in his first season with the Jazz. He signed a 4-year, $73 million contract with Utah last summer after playing with the Indiana Pacers. And the Washington Nationals will unveil their World Series championship rings during a virtual ceremony shown on television and online Sunday, an unprecedented approach brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. Teams typically unveil their title rings at a home stadium packed with fans. Hopefully someday soon we'll see that again. That's a quick look at your sports update. I'm Mark Allison. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I've tried blondes and tried brunettes. I've tried beer and cigarettes. I've even spent the night in jail a time or two. But the best thing in the world is when I dress up like a girl and spend the night in the arms of a man who understands. 'Cause men don't bitch every 28 days. Men don't mind if you show up late. And they don't complain about what you wear. All I really need is a man who cares.
Here, here.
Is that too much of a commitment?
No, sir.
Bob and Tom, you can pick your morning radio show, and you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
You You are the apple of my eye, the joy of my heart.
And the pain in my butt.
You give me chills up and down my spine.
When you drive.
I'll never forget when I asked you to be mine.
I was drunk.
When I met you, you took my breath away. You had B.O. I remember when you took me to the prom. On the bus. I just love a man who's big and strong. Do you know any?
You ever left me, I don't know what I'd do.
I do your best friend.
When I first saw you, I said, what a fox.
I meant ox.
I want you to know that you mean a lot.
Of insurance money.
You got down on one knee and proposed. Let me try a threesome. Then you showed me the house where we would live with your parents. You gave me everything that a man could give. Herpes, crabs.
I could just sit with you on the couch all night.
Because I've lost the will to live.
Through all the years, my eyes have never strayed
from my hustler.
As long as you're by my side, it's a perfect day
for drinking.
I never loved anybody like I love you. As far as you know, you still make me laugh every single day. When I see you naked, you start every morning with a smiling face and a beer.
You still have the body of a 20-year-old
school bus.
I still love every hair on your head.
You are like an animal.
946 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather. Cloudy today, tonight, and tomorrow. High today, 65. Tomorrow, we'll get up to 70. We're still at 54. We haven't warmed up a bit since I walked in here.
What the hell?
I don't know.
It's going to warm up.
What the hell, Tom?
Calm down.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my God. Alexa, can you shut him up? Wait a minute, it worked. I'm over here homeschooling Alexa. Make it very simple for you, Alexa. Can you play Q95 on iHeartRadio? Alexa, can you play the Bob and Tom Show every morning starting at 5? Well, sure you can. Thank you very much, Alexa. We certainly appreciate that. Now, coming up, it's the Bob and Tom After Party. Also coming up, we have been teasing the fact that perhaps your living room could be sporting an actual Picasso.
Yeah.
We're not kidding. Picasso, of course, rhymes with... welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here. There's Ace, there's Chick, I'm Tom, that's Josh. We are the home of the track phone hotline. Christy Lee's in the next room. We could call her if we wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. They got the microphone on. It's Christy Lee in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom, theorangeinsoles.com sidekick chair with acting sidekick Josh Arnold. And let's see.
Acting like I want to be here.
This week's sidekick.
Chick McGee at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. This is Tom speaking. Mr. Pat Godwin, a man on his banjo in the next room. Do you have another banjo song for us, Pat?
I could, perhaps. It's hard to hear the banjo. There's no pickup on this one. You know what kind of pickup you put on a banjo?
No, what kind?
A Ford F-150.
Oh, pickup truck.
No. Let's let that sit.
Just let it marinate. Yeah.
That should give me a nice quiet place to rehearse that
in. Well, okay.
Ford F-150.
Now, Pablo Picasso, the famous artist.
Yeah, he's something.
Well, there's an interesting story about him in the news today. You got that, Christy?
Yeah, after an 8-week delay due to France's coronavirus lockdown, the Christie's Auction House in Paris is now hosting a raffle draw Wednesday, that would be today, for Nature Mort, or Nature Mort, an oil canvas that Picasso painted back in 1921.
A raffle?
Yeah, proceeds from the raffle, Josh, will help provide villagers in Cameroon, Madagascar, and Morocco with water.
Well, that's a terrible cause, but what is the...
Raffle organizers say they've already raised $5.4 million by selling 50,000 tickets online for $109 or 100 euros. The winner of a similar raffle in 2013 was a 25-year-old fire sprinkler worker from Pennsylvania.
Can't they just go down to the convenience store and get a bottle of water? What's the problem?
Oh my God.
This is my fault.
Thank you. I'd like to drop you in Cameroon for a couple of weeks.
Sacre bleu.
Can you imagine the dysentery he'd get the first day?
You know, I'm Cameroonian.
Yeah, you are. What, 3%?
3%.
And you memorized the national anthem.
Oh, Cameroon! Cameroon.
Yeah, that's it.
We stand
So I'm
on
sorry. So
stakes for thee.
So they're trying to raise they've raised a bunch of money for
Yeah, they've
charity with
raised
the Picasso.
$5.4 million. David Namad, the billionaire
that's right.
art dealer who supplied the painting for the raffle at what he says is a knockdown price of 900,000 euros.
So he didn't give it away.
No.
We call him the Daver.
Really? Do you?
Guy's a billionaire, and he had to
Good man.
make him buy the painting from him.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, how do you think he became a billionaire? Not by giving Picasso's away, I can tell you that.
Namad said it's worth at least 2 to 3 times that amount.
Can we still
1
enter?
million euros. Pardon?
Can we still buy a ticket?
Probably too late.
It's probably too late. I would love to have
We
had
all
one.
pitched in, and can you imagine if we'd won? We hang a Picasso up here.
Another non-story.
It's raised $5 million.
You know, Chick, if you want to sit in here by yourself, you're more than welcome.
Are we going to switch? We can switch up one day.
Fine with me.
Wait a minute. I want to get my spot ready for her.
Speaking of raising money, can we talk about that gentleman in England who?
Well,
I'm not done with this yet. I want to hear more about the guy with this Picasso.
Oh, I see.
I did read that it's the smallest one. It's like tiny.
Oh, really?
Really?
So, I mean, not that it matters. Not all about the size. Just seems a little bit cheap to me. And
it's about emotion of the picture.
This guy owns 300 Picassos.
Right.
Cool.
So getting rid of one of them and charging $900,000 seems a little tight to me.
Oh.
That's your take on this.
He should just be giving it away.
The guy's a billionaire.
I know.
There's a reason. He knows how to not give things away.
There are people in Cameroon with flies around their gooey eyes because this guy's too cheap to give it away.
They raised $5.4 million.
Would have been $6 if he didn't charge them.
Well, maybe
he'll for him.
Maybe
The guy that wins it's going to hang it up next to his Dale Earnhardt needlepoint.
We'll get to Captain Tom Moore tomorrow, Josh. Okay.
Good. Brought to you by Grainger. Products keep your facility running for 90 years. That's what Grainger does best. Visit Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger for the ones who get it done.
Thank you, Grainger. We learned a lot today. We learned that
we don't have any time to go over it.
We had more. Well, if you'd shut up, we'd have time to go over it. We learned that there's now a controversy about the pizza for the Michael Jordan flu game.
Yeah,
well, that's boring.
Wasn't flu.
But we found out that Josh keeps a pizza diary, so we can go back and look
that's
over.
What you said. Pizzas I have known by Josh Arnold.
Was it on the show?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay, there we learned that.
I hate your guts.
There's Dr.
I hate you.
There's Dr. Fauci underwear out there. That's just what I want.
Fauci hates you.
The best story today, Dylan Sorensen, Ed's kid.
Yeah.
30 years old, ran a 4:37 mile while dribbling a basketball. That is so cool. Congratulations, Dylan. Oh, and by the way, Josh got a banjo. On the day his daddy died. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, which begs the question, why do you need Bob and Tom 24/7?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Your daughters are going to be hip deep in the spelling bee.
I'll
You
be
wait
dead
and
by
see.
then. I'll be playing banjo with Josh's dad.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'll put it in my will.
And just like that, you totally redeem yourself.
Put it in my will. If any of our kids want to learn to be great spellers, they don't get any money.
Tom looking down going, look at this. My daughter's in the spelling bee. My dad going, you don't want to see what my boy's doing.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hard to believe we've made it through